Alrighty then. Hey everybody. This is Kanal Black Man Travels. Actually gonna go ahead and start the podcast. So just wanted to highlight my recent trip to Mexico, where I actually went to Tulum and Playa del Carmen. Spent 3 days out there, had a great time. That was last weekend. Decided to just do a last minute trip. Bought a ticket on Frontier Airlines for $200 and I took care of the rest. So it was definitely an unexpected trip just to go out. Never been to Tulum. I heard so much about it. Seeing a lot of great things on Instagram about it. So I felt like, you know what? It's a cheap airfare. Let me just go out there and check it out. So me and my boy, Ja, went out to Playa del Carmen and Tulum and had a great time out there, man. We were there for 3 days. Did the whole VIP treatment. Did the, the sightseeing, the parties. And, of course, just laid back and chill. So it was a good getaway trip. It's not my usual spot that I've gone to, but my goal is to actually expand my horizons and checking out more different places. It seems like the typical spots are becoming oversaturated now. So in order for me to create new content, I need to explore new countries. So Mexico definitely was an interesting trip. I actually did a trip report earlier this week about it. So I hope you guys check it out on the channel. But again, just want to formally introduce myself. My name is Kanal. I'm Black Man Travels with an A. I'm not a YouTuber, guys. Just want to make that clear. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a guy that create content. Just want to make sure it's like, I'm not a YouTuber, guys. So hey, I'm just a guy that really enjoys creating content and sharing my travel experiences. And I have a platform called Black Man Travels, as well as a website. So just want to give you guys a quick walk down of my website. This is the actual website here called Black Man Travel. It highlights my life as a digital nomad. Talk about health, lifestyle, and travel. So with this website, I actually write a lot of my copy, a lot of my blogs, a lot of the pictures and videos that you're seeing. I actually took those. So again, I'm learning as I go, and I'm really getting better at it. Is again, guys, before all of this, I've never used a camera. I never done any video editing. I never was a big on writing a blog, but now I've been writing blogs. So it's just a great experience overall. And definitely want to check it out. So let me just show you guys the website real quick. Here's the website. It's called Black Man Travels. Again, as I said before, it highlights my life as a digital nomad, which basically means that I work remotely. I've been working remotely for the past 10 years, worked for a variety of different companies, Fortune 500 companies at that. I worked in different countries, but now I'm actually located outside of Atlanta as a full-time dad and working remote. So I do pick up and go, and depending on where I want to go, I actually work from there. Also, too, I'm a huge health advocate. I mean, definitely, I'm always talking about, health is wealth. I always encourage guys to get their yearly checkup and just do things to live a healthy life. If you're trying to work hard and grind, make sure you live in a healthy life for you to really enjoy your money. Also, lifestyle's everything, man. Being a passport gentleman, being a passport gentleman, you actually got to live a certain lifestyle. And that lifestyle, you can live domestically, you can live it overseas. I'm a strong believer that the way you are in the States, you could still conduct yourself in the same manner overseas. Just keep in mind that, just try to adapt to that culture, that country, whatever the social norm is in that particular country. And lastly, travel. Guys, travel. I mean, travel is not as complicated as everyone think it is. You don't need $5,000 to get on a plane. Guys, you could just easily book a trip, use googleflight.com, and you could actually find some great deals depending where you want to go, either be the Caribbean, anywhere across Latin America, Europe, Asia. There's always great deals. And one good trick to note to always consider is always travel during the slow season. If you travel during the peak season, yes, you're going to pay premium prices. But if you travel during the slow season, you pay discount prices. And that's what I normally do. During peak seasons, I don't travel. I normally stay within my drivel, stay within my area. But during the slow season, that's where I do bulk of a lot of my traveling. So during summertime, I don't travel as much. But between August and November and January to April, I try to get most of my traveling in. So that's something to consider. But as I said before, this is my website called Black Man Travels. It actually highlights a lot of my travel experience. It gives you my purpose and why I decided to do this. I've been part of the passport movement for over 10 years now. Been traveling for quite a while. I started initially, as a family man when I was married at the time, traveling with the wife and kids, doing a lot of cruise ships, doing a lot of local Caribbean trips. Then, of course, once I became single, I decided to explore my options and hit other places. So as of right now, I lost count after 35. But this year alone, I actually added 2 new countries under my belt, Mexico and El Salvador. So this year alone, I actually did 2 new places. And later this fall, I'm actually flying out to Thailand, my first Asian trip. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I will be highlighting my experience within my platform. I do have a YouTube page. I have a Facebook group and Instagram. And as I said before, I have a blog, and my blog is getting a lot of attention. I'm quite surprised on the number of readers that actually flock into my website to read my blogs. So just recently, I just launched the Backlash of Black Man Traveling. As of right now, I have 73 views. Of course, my highest one is the cost of dating versus traveling. This is my highest reading ship of 251 views reading my blog. Of course, there's one called The 6 Basic Steps to Buying a Home in Brazil. Of course, I talk about the health, Black men, obesity issues while traveling. And of course, the do's and don'ts of being a digital nomad. I try to highlight, again, giving you guys tips and tricks on how to actually find a 6-figure remote job so you can work overseas. I'll give you the tips and tricks how to do that, what fields you should look into. So these are things that I will be writing in the near future. So just stay in the loop, guys, and so I can share some of my tips and tricks with you guys. And of course, there's some of my pictures that I've taken while overseas. Of course, eye candy. I have to include that, but I'm not strictly about eye candy. I do like to take pictures of other things, culture, activities, videos, and everything else. So this definitely gives you small clips of some of the places that I've been to and some of the pictures and videos that I've taken during my travels. And as I said before, I do have a YouTube page. I'm currently at 951, road to 1,000 subscribers. Again, I'm not a YouTuber, guys. I'm just uploading my content. It's something that I really enjoy doing. I never thought that I'll actually upload content. So besides writing blogs, taking pictures, editing videos, and now just jumping on different platforms, highlighting the importance of Black men to health, being a digital nomad, lifestyle, and traveling. I really enjoy doing this. This is strictly a hobby for me. I'm hoping someday along the line that I can make some money off of it, but who knows? So, but as all right, hey Bert, what's going on? What's up, Roland? How you guys doing? But anyways, man, I want to get the conversation going. Like the whole premise of tonight's conversation is really based on the entire backlash that Black men have been getting. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but just all over social media, from TikTok, YouTube, whatever platform, there's been a growing distaste of Black men traveling abroad. And I'm trying to figure out what caused all this. Like for the true veterans that have been part of this movement, this whole traveling movement, Black man traveling movement, everything was done under the radar. We always moved under the radar. Then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened after the pandemic, this whole passport bro movement occurs, and everybody and their mom is traveling. And now there's been a huge focus on Black men traveling, and it's just like, and the focus is not positive. It's very extremely negative, to the point where you have disgruntled men and women overly concerning themselves and why Black men are traveling. And some of the accusations that you hear on some of these platforms is it's so disrespectful. It's like, as Americans, I know sometimes we tend to have this egocentric mindset that we think that we're better than most folks, especially people from other countries. But for you to assume that everyone is poor, dusty, walking barefoot, uneducated, weak. I mean, for you to even say that about these people is so disrespectful. It's disrespectful to me. I'm Haitian. My mother and I, we came into this country in 1978. And for anyone to say that, women overseas are weak, or, they just tolerate anything from men, is bullshit. These women have the same desires that you have. They want to better themselves. They want to better their family. So for you to throw that judgment and make all these false accusations about these people overseas tells me a lot about you as a person. And now you start seeing all these live panel streams from PUAs, pickup artists, these disgruntled beta males that just feel like, the reason why Black men's traveling is only for one thing, which is not true. A lot of Black men are traveling because they have the means, the time, and the resource to do that. So for them to make that accusation that they strictly going overseas to hook up with poor women is bullshit. And for the past month, I've been sitting back just listening. And there's a variety of different YouTubers out there, TikTokers, just making some really bogus accusation, labeling Black men for traveling overseas strictly for one thing. I've heard some really disgusting things that I'm like, wow, you say that out of your damn mouth. And the thing about social media allow people to talk real reckless, knowing damn well it's like they would not say this in front of anybody's face. But we live in a society now where people could just say whatever they want to say without experiencing any consequences. So I want to go ahead and have this conversation. Again, this is an open forum. I want you guys to, join in the conversation. But again, I want to talk about this. And I got three subtopics that I want to focus on. First, I want to talk about the PUAs. Then I'm going to move on to the disgruntled Black men and women that's constantly pocket watching other Black men traveling. Then lastly, I want to talk about the manosphere. I'm extremely disappointed with the manosphere. And it gotten to the point now, it's like, I don't want to be associated with it. Now, granted, I benefited from the manosphere when I was going through my little situation, and it took me out of a rotten place that I was in. But now the shift that it's taking is just like, you know what? As a person who travel, as a worldly man that travels the world, that wants to better himself, that wants to better people around him, I don't want to be affiliated with that shit. All these different color pills that now popping up, red, blue, pink, purple, green, orange, all these different pills. I don't got time to understand what these pills means, but it just, you guys are taking this shit the wrong direction. from what it originally started is going the wrong direction. They got into the place where the manosphere is just a bunch of dudes bitching. I'm just saying, it's a bunch of men just bitching with no solution, blaming everything towards the woman, then not taking no accountability for their own failure, for their own actions. So again, I got three subtopics. I want to highlight definitely the PUAs, the pickup artists that all of a sudden so concerned about men traveling overseas and exploring their options because, you know why? Because they're not getting any more business. Then I want to move on to the next subgroup, which is the disgruntled black men and women that have these 10-hour live streams talking about black men traveling overseas. And I know some of them are probably listening to me right now as we speak, and I don't care. And lastly, I want to talk about the manosphere, the passport movement. Guys, we need to get it together. We need to get it together. It's like right now, from the outside looking in, you guys are somewhat embarrassing yourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up to you guys. If you guys want to join the platform, please feel free to join. Again, I don't have a lot of viewers, but when I do, I really tend to enjoy you guys. So let's have this conversation, man. You know, I sent you guys the link to join in. And again, you don't have to agree with me. You could debate me. But again, these are some of the topics I want to talk about. And I think we need to actually refocus ourselves and not care what other people think. So sent you guys an invite, give you guys an opportunity to join the conversation. And again, I just wanted to give you guys my take on the whole situation about the whole backlash of black men traveling. I even actually wrote a blog, which has over 80 views so far. And we need to talk about this. Like, what can we do better and how we get our message out there? I mean, definitely, I want more black men to travel. I want more black men to get passports. But also, there's a way we conduct ourselves and the way we carry ourselves in a manner where people don't need to know what we're doing. In the past, black men traveling was under the radar. We always moved under the radar. We checked out and we kind of went away and came back, share our stories with other like-minded brothers and kept it moving. But now we feel like we need to bitch about everything. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about and it's like, my thing is, for the brothers who are done with black women, to you guys, if you are done with them, why are you continuing to talk about them? I never understood that. If you're done with a group of people, why are you continuing to associate yourself having long panel conversation about them? It doesn't make any sense. Again, I want to open the floor to you guys. If you guys want to come and debate me and why you should continue to talk about certain women a certain manner just so you could travel, please tell me. Because I know for the guys that I know who are actively traveling frequently, they don't talk about these stuff that you guys are talking about. The man that I know actually traveling, they're actually opening businesses. They're getting married. They're having families overseas. Some of them are bringing back their families back to the States. They're not concerned over the small little things that you guys are constantly bitching about. So, again, it's an open line. Before I start my conversation, this is a great way for you guys to join in and speak your piece, man. Because again, I got three subtopics I want to talk about: the PUAs, I want to talk about the disgruntled black men and women, and talk about the manosphere, the passport bro movement. I know the initial purpose of the passport bros movement was really, vital and essential to letting guys know and why they should travel and why they should explore their option. But within the past 2 or 3 months, man, you guys kind of shifted to a place where it's like, are you serious? You talking about this? I mean, especially towards my veterans, my travel veterans. Don't stoop yourself to that level. Now, granted, there's a lot of newbies coming into the conversation, coming to the fold of traveling. They got their first passport. They're hitting their first country, the Colombia, the Dominican Republic, the Brazil. But for my veterans, you should not be part of these type of conversations at all. You like the way I see the veterans, you guys at a different level. And it doesn't make any sense for you to be having a conversation about certain segment of people just trying to make a point. Your point is you checking out. That's your point. You creating these different color pills. Green pill. What the fuck is a green pill? Now I think the green pill signifies passport. What the hell is that? I'm a grown fucking man. You think I got time to associate myself with any color pills? Man, you know what? Look, we're going to have this conversation again. I may create some enemies. I don't care. I'm a lone wolf. I've been traveling for quite a while. And the thing is, I'm not slowing down. And the thing is, and one thing for sure, any guys who ever reached out to me that needed some tips, how to maneuver overseas, I gave them the right information. I'm not going to sell you bullshit. I'm just not. I'm not going to fucking sell you a list of remote jobs for $50. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you, hey, this is where you need to go. This is the field you need to focus on so you can make six figures. Don't compromise yourself for a bullshit remote job just to live overseas, guys. Come on, we're better than that. We're better than that. Why compromise yourself for a fucking low-paying remote job so you can live overseas? That shit don't make no sense. You got these guys out here, these YouTubers out here selling a list of remote jobs that you can find on free. Go to nd.com, type in remote jobs, and it gives you thousands of remote gigs you could actually apply for. And these jobs starting at least $50 an hour or more. There's no reason any man with a fucking mind should be paying for a list that you could get for free online. Stop being lazy. Stop allowing people to dictate your experience and put work into your travels. Like anything in life, the time and effort that you put into it is the reward that you get in return. Do not buy a plane ticket and go to a certain country and just show up with no plan of action. I have met guys who's done that, and it's like you look very fucking stupid doing that. Plan, understand where you're going. Try to figure out, the makeup of that country, that city, that place you're going. Don't be so eager. Just go. Again, a lot of these YouTubers tell me, just go and just go. You'll be fine. No, you won't. And I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I'm gonna keep it real. I've been doing this shit for quite a while now. I've seen black men get robbed. I've seen black men get drugged. I've seen black men get played by women overseas. A lot of us get played overseas. It's not as peachy as everyone say it is. Come to Brazil, come to Dominican Republic, and everything's going to be fine. You're going to be all right. They're going to love you. They're going to worship you. That's far from the case. That's sorry about that, guys. Oh man, I'm sweating. You guys got me sweating. I'm sweating while I'm talking. And the AC's on. Woo! Let me get some guys in. Hey, what's up, Roland?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Roland.
I see my circle bouncing around. You can't hear me? No, we'll be right back after this brief message. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Give me a 1. There he is.
Guys,
You hear me now?
wow, I can't hear Roland.
Can you hear me?
Oh. Hey, Roland, 1 second. For some reason, I can't hear you.
I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Roland, get back on. I might kind of unplug. So, can you guys hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me, guys. I was getting a little too hyped up in my mic unplugged. Can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Yeah, all right, cool. All right. Sorry. Hey, Roland, if you could jump back on, that'd be great, man. My mic disconnected, so damn, that threw me off, man. Hey, let's continue this conversation. Well, I got some comments, guys. So let's take the time to read it. Hey, Roland, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh man, you know what, man? I got so hyped. I'm still sweating. Felt like I was in a rap booth, man. I'm like, what the hell?
I knew you work it out. I don't know what you sipping over there, but I want some.
Hey, I'm drinking water. I'm not drinking that wine again, man. That wine effed me up last time. I learned a valuable lesson. Don't drink wine while doing a podcast. Especially don't drink 2 bottles of wine while doing a podcast.
I mean, you just drinking in moderation, man. You probably over there guzzling straight from the bottle over there.
You know what it is? I have a very addictive personality. Like when I could stop and not drink, but once I start drinking, I just keep going. And the thing is, like, even at my age, I don't know when to stop. And it's that's why, like, sometimes, like, if I'm out, I don't drink. It's like, because especially if I got to drive and anything like that, it's like, I'm not gonna drink. I'm good.
Right.
When I'm home, dude, you give me 2 bottles of wine, I'm gonna drink the whole entire thing. That's just me.
I hear you.
But hey, man, let's have this conversation, man. Again, I want to open the floor to everybody, man. I want to have this real talk. I think this is a conversation that needs to be had. I mean, you're a veteran. You've been in the game for quite a while. You've seen the transition from back in the days with Charles Tyler and some of the other
even
pioneers.
Way before these guys, Charles Tyler and everything else. You got to think. Look at who Tiger Woods is. Look at who his daddy is. Look at who his mama is. Veterans, military people have been traveling for a long time and been keeping it on the down low.
Yeah.
So
what changed? Roland, what changed that? Like, it seems like after the pandemic,
brothers are becoming more affluent. Brothers are actually earning a lot more money, and they're starting to stretch their legs just like white men were doing.
But you know what? But even white men don't talk as reckless as we talking right now.
Unfortunately, our culture is more about boasting than a white person is. You get what I'm saying? We gotta floss. We always gotta show out, and try to be the top dog amongst all the dogs. You know what I'm saying? So the mentality is, and we've said it before in other podcasts, is, act like you've been there before. Stop acting brand new.
But my thing is, like, it seemed like after the pandemic, it just blew up. Now, I understand everybody was kind of anxious to travel, which I totally understand. I want every black man. Shit, I even want Pookie and Rayway to get his damn passport. Because he's going to learn the hard way when he go overseas. He can't act a certain way. And to be honest, a lot of the Pookie and Rayway, like the hood dudes that I grew up around, when they go overseas, they actually act nice. Because they understand the street code.
You hope they do, yeah.
No, well, I mean, look, I'm from Dade County. we hood, man. And it's just like the guys that I grew up around, when they travel, trust me, they actually conduct themselves a certain way. It's just like me going to, if I'm from Miami and I'm going to Liberty City or I'm going to Overtown, I have to conduct myself a certain way. If I don't, I'm going to get checked. And I think a lot of street dudes understand that.
A lot of your generation street dudes understand.
Yes, that's true. That's true. My generation.
We all know there are levels to this and there's age ranges to this. As you get older, you mellow, you do a lot different things than you did as a child. And the generations that are coming up behind us, bruh, problems. But just like you said with the pandemic, I put something in the comments about that. As a result of the lockdown after 2 years of being in a pandemic, men have been seeing the entitlement that most modern women have had and actually paid attention to it now, that we're just tired.
Okay, but at the end of the day, I understand you're tired, but what's the point of you doing, like anyone doing these lives, sitting down and just talking about it every single day? I just don't get it. It's just like, okay, it's like if I'm done with something, I'm done with it.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it all the time. It's like an argument. Once I made my point, I'm gonna walk away. I'm done. I'm not gonna have this conversation later on again.
Well, the division is between the men that have passports and the ones that don't.
So are you saying that the guys that don't have passports are the one that's constantly complaining on these other platforms, on these other travel
I would
platforms?
say 75% of the men complaining on different podcasts with women involved are all men that don't have the experience of traveling or even have a passport.
But well, let me ask you this, because you and I we've noticed, we talked about this. For the disgruntled black men and women out there that's hating on black men living their best lives overseas, black men traveling overseas, they think they say that because black men are bragging about it, they're putting down other women. It's why they're attacking these black men that are traveling. Is that the case?
I don't think so. I don't think I've heard any man that travels on a regular basis for more than just mongering say anything about black women as a whole, just modern women. The traditional values is what we're talking about. We don't hate our women. We hate the fact that they've been modernized to be so independent and they're masculine. They don't know how to be feminine when they're dealing with us. You get what I'm saying? So as nobody putting down specifically just black women, to me, it's more about what happened to your traditional values. You want us to be traditional. You want us to be providers and protectors. You want us to pay all the bills, but then you can't even fix a meal because now I'm being sexist because you're feminine, and you're supposed to be cooking meals. Well, who said that?
I'm just thinking before I say something. This is my take on it. Like, as I said before, I want every black man to travel. I want every black man to experience something different outside of their block, outside of their city, outside of their state. There's a way you could do certain things without being heard. Sometimes it's better just check out and just live your best life. Going back and forth, trying to prove a point with someone that does not want to hear or listen to you is a waste of time and energy. That's the way I see it.
You're right.
And
you're absolutely right.
For the guys that jumping on these platforms arguing with these people, it's just like, dude, you're looking like a fool by doing that. Because if you said you're done with a certain segment of people, why are you entertaining them? And the thing is, there's people out there that's purposely trying to use your own content or use your own words against you. Because what I've noticed, some of the guys that jump on these platforms are not articulate at all.
No.
A lot of them are young.
Yep.
And a lot of them haven't really experienced traveling yet. They probably gone maybe to Sua, Cartagena, Rio, the typical spots.
Right.
So they use their experience in those three little spots as, I'm a traveler now. Like, yeah, you're somewhat a traveler, but you kind of went to the wrong places. I mean, to use that as an example, because again, certain people are gonna look at you sideways if you say, "Hey, I'm traveling to Sua all the damn time," or I go to Cartagena all the damn time. Especially certain places are affiliated by certain environments,
right?
But for the men that are hating against other men, I don't get that, Roland. I just don't get that. It's like, why are you hating your fellow man for traveling doing this thing?
The men that are arguing and hating on other brothers that are exploring and actually living up to their genetic code in their own bodies, I believe they're more beta males. They believe in the matriarchy. They believe in holding their women up on a pedestal, which I don't have a problem with doing, as long as it's being reciprocated. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that respect, they're trying to be protective of the women that they respect so much by arguing with us. But at the same time, we're not saying anything definitely against the women. We're saying that those same women, being modern women, don't have the same morals that align with what we're looking for out of the women we want to marry.
But let me question that: are today men modern or traditional?
Men have always been traditional. That's just
No, but
ingrained.
today are men today. Would you consider themselves traditional or modern?
Traditional.
Today's men? You think today's men are traditional? How so?
Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna have to take that back and say by generation.
Yeah, okay.
Because we already went there. So I'm gonna have to say by generation, depending on the generation, I would say Generation X is definitely traditional.
Yes.
Your generation is the next one behind me. Y'all are still traditional.
I'm X.
Right around the millennial area is when everybody thinks they're entitled for everything without having to do anything.
Well, just to clear things up, I'm X. I'm part of Generation X.
Okay.
I'm right there. I'm right there in the cusp, man. 78.
Okay.
But I totally. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think the generation after Generation X, I don't consider themselves to be traditional, to be honest.
Right. And a lot of those generations were raised by single moms, grandmas, women, overbearing.
But also too, I've seen men walk away from their families as well. It's not always all women. That's the thing. Like we can't just put the blame on all women. I've seen men walk away from their families.
I'm one of them. I was raised by a single mom.
I was raised by a single mom too, but it wasn't because she wanted to. My dad had to stay back in Haiti. My mother had to come to the States, and it was hard for her. It was extremely hard for her. But I've seen grown men walk away from their families. Like they just like, you know what, I want to live my life, and they walk away. Like I seen some of my friends who had fathers, and the fathers just disappear on them, and that affected them big time. I saw that as a kid. Right. So that's why I can't always shift the buck on women. Like, well, do the single mom, but what also too is the guys. A lot of guys are simply walking away from the responsibilities.
Currently or back in the day?
I mean, I think still now. I mean, I think still now, especially the younger generation. A lot of these younger guys don't want that responsibility.
Man, and I can see it getting worse with this new Roe v. Wade thing being overturned and abortions being banned in certain states, and you know, a lot of these women would wind up going and get abortions. Now they're obligated to have a child with a man that doesn't want to have it. You're going to have more children that are going to be neglected over this whole thing.
But also too, I think men need to take accountability. It's like my uncle told me a long time ago, don't sleep with a woman that you're not prepared to have a child with. I remember him telling me that when I was a kid, even as a teenager. Right. And that's something he put that fear in my heart. Like, hey, you don't want to get anyone pregnant. It's just like, you know, whenever you lay down with somebody, there's a possibility that this person can get pregnant. Can you see yourself being with that person?
Right.
And
that's the way I was raised as well. You know, my high school sweetheart, I had proposed to her, dropped out of college and went in the Marine Corps. Yeah. You know, she didn't want to get married. I said, fine. You know, I met my first wife who wound up getting pregnant. We got married. You know, had 3 other children by her. Well, so, traditional values. You're raised to be a man. You're raised to take care of your responsibilities. And if you lay down and you make a baby from Generation X, our belief was it was time for you to settle up.
Yeah, I agree. I think after that generation, everything changed, as you said before. But men need to take accountability as well, because like one thing I've noticed, the guys that talking all this traditional talk, dude, you were raised by a single mom. That's what I noticed. It's like, well, did you have a father in the household? No. So what do you know? Like, how can you define the tradition if you never actually saw it, or you never were trained to do it? Because a lot of guys, especially the younger guys, everything's 50-50. Like you have these guys going overseas thinking like, hey, it's going to be 50-50. They don't understand that living overseas, women are expecting you to be the man.
Correct.
No ifs, buts around that. Right. It's not like, hey, baby, you're going to cover the light bill, I'm going to cover the water bill, and we need the 50-50 for the rent.
Plus, whatever money she's making overseas is nothing compared to what you make.
But again, you have a lot of guys thinking that they could just get that same 50-50 relationship like they get here in the States. We're partners. That's what they call it, partners.
And see,
They
that's
get the
why
partnership
that's
overseas.
why your podcast is important, because you're enlightening people the truth and not letting that fantasy run in their heads that, there is more responsibility for going overseas and meeting a woman. You are going to take on the full role of what you're supposed to be as a man. You know what I mean? She is going to take on the full role of what it is to be a woman, having children, taking care of the home, not going out to go to work, because whatever income she's making is not going to be enough.
And that's the thing, Roland. A lot of guys, especially a lot of younger guys, are not built for that. Because again, if you complain about, paying for all the dates here in the States, now imagine you go hook up with a girl out in Colombia or whatever country it is that, you complain about paying all the bills, making sure that, there's, you make sure that the rent is fully paid off, make sure that, she got stuff to wear and everything else. Are you ready for that type of responsibility? Like,
right.
These guys are promoting guys to go overseas, find love and everything else. But dude, after that love, after that great sex, dude, you got bills.
You got to have a conversation.
You better have an understanding.
Alex,
I've seen guys literally will sit down at a table and literally pass phone back and forth talking via Google Translate.
Wow.
And it's like, you could obviously see the girl that has no interest being around this dude, but she's entertaining him. And it's just like, how long can you keep that type of relationship going where it seems so, fake?
Exactly. If you don't have the intention of learning the language with the woman that you're dealing with, then what's the point?
But again, you have a lot of guys telling guys, go out there overseas and you can find a relationship. They're going to do everything for you. But yeah, they do everything for you when you do your part as a man. They're not going to just fold your clothes and wash your clothes. You don't do nothing for them.
Right.
It's a give and take. Like, you were married. I was married. When I was married, dude, I made sure that, hey, my wife at the time, she wasn't working. I made sure when I got paid, I put $1,000 in her pocket. Yo, it's for you.
Right.
Do whatever you need to do. If you need extra for the kids, let me know. But I had to make sure the water, the light, the mortgage, everything else was paid for. I had to make sure it was my responsibility.
Absolutely.
So if these guys are eagerly going overseas trying to find love, don't understand, dude, it's a lot harder to have a relationship overseas than the States. For one, it costs money to travel. Like, people don't realize how it could be expensive.
Just to go through the process of getting your passport is not easy. First of all, it does cost a little bit just to get your passport. Then if you're doing TSA pre-check or whatever you're doing, global entry pre-check, all that costs money. Background checks, you got to be clean.
Not even that. Hotels.
Yeah.
I mean, now let's keep it real. Alex. Let's keep it 100% transparent, real. Most of the guys, more than likely, are not meeting the middle class or the upper class tier of women.
No.
So you cannot live in certain communities in these countries. So you have to do hotel, Airbnb. After a weekend, that stuff adds up. And some places now are charging electricity now. You notice that? I'm not sure if you're noticing that, but a lot of Airbnb are charging their guests power usage.
Oh, I can imagine they are, especially with the usage and possibly a shortage in their country. Because a lot of countries have brownouts. So I can see them charging extra for electricity just because of that.
Yeah. So you're thinking that, okay, I'm going to check into this Airbnb for 2 weeks. Then that's it. I don't have, I already paid everything up front. I'm good. No, sir, you're not. Because before you check out, you do have a electric bill you need to pay for it.
Right.
And trust me, they'll get it out of the Airbnb, because you know what? A lot of guys fail to read the fine print. And the thing is too, while you out there, it costs money to buy food. You can only eat out. You can only eat out so much, and even then, you got to buy groceries.
You better know how to cook, or at least have a girl come over and cook for you.
I mean, sometimes guys be
doing everything right. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to be paying for ass. Ass should be coming to you anyway. But just because you're an approachable guy, like old boy last week, Beezy.
Yeah, Beezy.
Yeah, so the perfect example of prepping for a trip, executing the trip, being approachable, meeting people, and then wound up getting the golden tour of different women wanting to show him around and happy to meet him. And you know what I mean? But Global Paper makes a good point.
Look at this one here. I started
Global Paper around all the time, man. You need to step up here, Global. You got some information to give too.
Yeah. Yeah, Global Paper, man. If you could definitely jump on, man, that would be awesome. Because again, I really want to stop the lies, stop the bullshit that's being spread out there. I sat back long enough, stood quiet, and it's just like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing. I'm like, wow. I understand YouTube is a come up, people trying to make money, but guys, it get to the point where people just trying to take advantage of it.
You got to be real, because people are sensationalizing it to a point.
People making this stuff more than what it is,
and they're giving us a bad name over it.
And people making this stuff more than what it is, guys. Look, it's cool that you're traveling. It's great that you experience something different, and you're learning as you go. But guys, it's not the end of everything. It's not. There's a lot of guys are being used out overseas. A lot of guys are being gotten overseas. A lot of guys are even being killed overseas. Hence, guys, men, black men, Hispanic men, white men, Americans are being killed overseas.
Yep.
And they don't want to talk about that. We had a brother.
Let's talk about what we do, Kunal, which is take sand to the beach.
Yeah.
You know what you're dealing with when you do that.
But you know what? If you do that, wait. Hey, Alex, hold on. You can't do that. You a simp. You a simp, Alex. Come on, man. You a simp. You can't do that.
Bruh.
Why I'm gonna go to one country to bring a girl with me for?
I ain't no simp.
I'm saying, but hey, I'm a new age traveler. Traveler. You a simp. You a pink pill. you a black pill. What color pill are they? You a rainbow sprinkles,
rainbow coalition pill.
Fruity Pebbles pills, whatever color there is out there now. And it's just like the thing is, you have guys shaming other guys for doing it.
Right.
And dude, when I've taken some of the girls that I traveled with, on trips or whatever, I had guys hit me up on DMs like, "Yo, bro, I want to do the same thing," but they're too afraid to say that openly because they're afraid of being called a simp, a beta.
Well, what, man? Because one of the greatest joys of traveling is seeing the experience through somebody else's eyes, especially somebody that's close to you, whether it be your kids, your wife, or even somebody that you might care for. To watch their expressions on a trip, the excitement makes you even happier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they don't understand that because they've never taken a fucking trip.
No, they too busy. They too busy pocket watching, to be honest. I mean, why would you care what a man does if he decides to take a woman on a trip with him, even a woman from that particular country? Why would you care?
Right.
And that's the problem. This generation of travelers, man, or this generation of men, they're so concerned what the next man is doing. Like, back in
what 70s, does that sound like to you?
Dude, mind your business.
What does that sound like to you, though? That's a feminine trait.
Well, but these are the same guys that are bashing women, though.
Well, wait a minute. Don't start talking about feminine traits of men, though. And why they sitting there gossiping worse than some women.
Oh man!
Over a YouTube channel all day trying to hit all kind of numbers so that they can monetize themselves.
Man, look. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be liked. I don't care to be liked. I've been doing this for quite a while. I'm very popular amongst the real travelers. People have known me for the past 8 years, traveling, sharing my content in a variety of different Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups.
Right.
And it's just like, at the end of the day, I know that I'm sharing intel. I want to give you guys the best information as possible. I'm not going to take advantage of you, and I'm not going to say you a lie. I'm not going to tell you that everyone's going to love you. I'm going to tell you, dude, be careful when you're out there. Don't go to the hood. As much black folks love being in the hood, don't go to someone else's hood.
That's the one thing I don't understand why they would do that. I see a lot of travelers doing that.
I don't know.
Going into the worst barrios they can possibly go in just because they're from a hood in America. And that's not the smartest thing in the world to do if you're not invited or you don't have some good connections. You know what I mean? But that's like going into the jungle in LA. You go in the jungle in LA and you're not invited, you ain't coming out, bro.
It's like, I guess
Places
it's
down in Florida, same thing. You go in certain neighborhoods, cops don't even go in those neighborhoods.
I guess it's just bragging points to say, hey, I went to this hood or whatever. But for me, I just never understood that. I mean, like I was raised in the
Getting to know the
hood.
people, getting to know the culture. I get all that. But
You could
why,
get
if
that. I mean, honestly, you could
on
get.
a vacation, do you want to do that?
To be honest, you could get that same experience, get to know the neighborhood and culture, everything in a middle class neighborhood.
Right.
I'm sorry. Look, guys, I work too damn hard in the States to like put myself in a position where I'm going to be in a place where I'm considered wealthy to the locals. I'd rather go ahead and put myself in a middle class or upper tier class neighborhood where I could fit in and I could just, blend in.
And no
Versus,
offense, because you do that, you meet middle class or upper tier women.
I've met professors, I've met
Thank
doctors, lawyers, engineers, and again, for all you American ignorant black folks out here that like to put down other people down, thinking that everybody's poor. There's a lot of foreign people out there that are living way better than you. I've seen houses that make the White House look small.
Yep.
So this assumption they think that everybody's outside the U.S. is poor, especially in Latin America. No, I've seen Maseratis. I've seen Lamborghinis.
Bentleys, everything.
I've seen housekeepers. People have housekeepers cleaning their home. The same type of lifestyle that you have here in this country, people are having the same thing in their country. Yes, there is running water. There is electricity. It's just like, yeah, there is traffic lights. The ignorance that I hear sometimes, especially from like you calling yourself a traveler. Yo, I travel, but yet you downgrading another group of people. It just don't make any sense to me. So it's like for the people that's so concerned about how a black man is traveling overseas and what he's doing with his time and his money, mind your fucking business. It's just like, I mean, that's where I came from. I came from the culture of mind your damn business.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, trust me, that business will come to you.
You're right about that.
And it's just like, people use these platforms talking real reckless, man. And I'm like, you could be found. Don't ever think you can't be found, because I've seen videos where you had a lot of people on YouTube talking mad shit, and guess what? They found those people.
You're right about that. IP addresses are identifiable.
Well, yeah, IP address and also too was like I could take your image of your picture, Alex, and I could just do a Google search based on your picture alone. And what it does, it will do a search and find a match. And from there,
pop up, believe me, I'm Google.
Don't have a Facebook page because your Facebook
You're a professional. You should be able to be Googled by your name alone.
Oh yeah,
and I know I could probably Google you, and you can Google my name. Yeah, and it's gonna pop up.
Yeah, you could take my picture that I have right now, Google that picture, and any related information that ties to that picture, I could find.
Yep.
And the thing is,
everything, and that starts giving the area where you're going to be at or where you lived at, and then they can just track it down from there.
But you know what? People think people think they're extremely invisible. But just going back, what's your take on this whole PUA thing? The whole PUA, the pickup artists that somewhat disgruntled about, brothers going overseas because they don't have any game. So not having game makes you a loser. What's your thought on that?
Play the game anyway. Why are you playing to somebody else's rules? They're teaching you how to play to somebody else's rules instead of playing to your own self. I don't play games. Any woman that tries to play games with me figures that out real quick. I'm not going to play the game you're trying to play. You control that. And that's the only thing you need to say as a pickup artist, but they're not going to tell you that. They're going to run you through all these different scenarios of what you should do to play along with the game. You change the game. If you're a man, you change the game. But
they feel like, well, you need to have game to get women.
Does
that apply after a certain age? I think when you a teenager, you got you broke. Teenager, you broke. All you got is the little flashy clothes that you made, that you could afford. But after a certain point, it's not about game. It's really about you carrying yourself a certain way.
Exactly.
Again, take pride in yourself, guys. Like I'm a huge advocate. Take care of yourself.
Speaks volumes.
Don't walk with your head down, guys. Smile. Work on yourself. If you feel like you're overweight, go work out. And it doesn't take much to lose weight nowadays, guys. You could just take a daily walk. You'll be amazed, and cut down the calories that you take in, and just walk every day. You'll be amazed how much weight you lose.
Yep.
And also too,
that's to build up their confidence. If you're confident in your big boy too, don't matter. You know what I mean? But it's a level of confidence that you have to have that's projected from you for women to pick up on. You know, if you seem like you're feeble and you got your head down, you're not speaking with any kind of confidence, nah, they're not going to be attracted to that. I don't care what you look like.
And trust me, guys, the women overseas pay attention to that. Women are universal. They pay attention to everything. If they've noticed that they could say certain things around you and you're not even like saying anything, like I don't want to say check them, but just like, if they say some disrespectful stuff around you and it's towards you, dude, then they'll know, okay, yeah, I got a gump. I can take advantage of it. And trust me, a lot of guys overseas get taken advantage of. A lot. As much as guys don't want to admit that, a lot of guys do get played. You have
the most embarrassing thing you can do to a girl is turn your back to her and walk away.
Yeah.
She'll look so stupid. She'd be so embarrassed.
Alex, I've seen so much fuckery overseas from brothers. Like, I seen two guys literally get into a fist fight for a pro.
Too many other women out there. Too many other women.
No, but for a pro. A pro. I see two dudes getting a fist fight on the beach. She was playing both of them. I literally sat back and watched the fight.
Bruh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell a story, and it would be like if it was a pro and we had a discrepancy, bruh, you go ahead. I'll get her the next night. The fuck? It's not like you keeping her. What's the fight for, really? Are you owning her? Or are you having her for a night? Or are you having her for 2 to 3 hours? And then she'll be right back out on the street screwing somebody else. So why are we really fighting?
We had two grown black men fighting over a pro. I sat there, me and my boy, we sat down, we're just dumbfounded by it. It was just like, wow. Well, like, especially once we got the backstory behind it. Yeah. These two guys were beefing on WhatsApp, find out one smashing the same one or whatever. Next thing you know what, they met up and they fought on the beach in another country. I was like,
bro, that once they both leave the country is going to be screwing somebody else.
Of course. But
her boyfriend that's local to her.
Yeah, her cousin.
Right. Her cousin.
and that's the thing, is like, guys are not telling the truth, man. Look, there's a lot of fuckery that goes on overseas. But then again, a lot of guys put themselves in that situation. Like the whole drugging situation, guys, you don't be eager to invite somebody back to your place. You don't put your stuff away. You leave your stuff all wide open. You try to be super cheap by staying at a cheap motel or whatever with no security, no video cameras to record the entrance. So a lot of guys get got. One trip in particular, I met 3 white boys. 2 of them got drugged. So it's not always, it's not always black guys. There's a lot of white guys that get robbed. A lot of European guys get robbed too.
Yeah. And we talked about this the other day because even BZ was military. I mean, even as Marines, when we hit a port, it was a buddy system.
Yeah.
You got to be real cautious to be moving around by yourself. Period. I don't care how big you think you are. You can't take on a whole fucking town. And in some places, that's what you're going to wind up doing.
But that's the thing. It's like you don't hear guys telling these younger guys what's really going on. It's like this whole thing, just show up and you'll be all right. Yeah. No, you will not be all right.
The fantasy.
I understand. Look, a lot of guys are sexually deprived. A lot of American men are sexually deprived. So you get on the plane, you go overseas, and the first thing you see from TSA security, their TSA security, it's nothing but dimes. Girls, she's looking at you, she's smiling, she's flirting with you, man. Yeah. You think, hey, I could get her, and it's like, yeah, there's a possibility that you probably can.
If she ain't already married with a husband and 5 kids, because that man knows he needs to lock her down because she's got a good fucking paying job.
Yeah. But the thing is like guys are so eager to smash something that they don't really think. Let me share one story with you guys. This happened in Brazil. This happened back in 2017. Went to Salvador, Bahia. If you guys never been to Bahia before, it's a great place. It's north of Rio.
It's on my list.
Yeah, man, awesome. I picked Bahia over Rio, to be honest. Just the overall experience. But anyway, this guy, he went one day before I got there, right? This guy was always a little bit too eager, like a little too anxious and eager to like smash anything. So he go down to Salvador. He got caught up. They end up escorting. They end up extorting about $1,000 from his ass. The police.
Wow.
Yeah. And guess what? By the time I arrived, he flew back.
He's like, I'm broke. I gotta go.
Yeah, he gotta go. I was like,
what up, BZ? BZ just showed up. What's up, BZ?
That's Hey, okay. What's going on, man? He's on speaker.
He's muted right now. I don't know if you muted him or.
No, I can't. For some reason, I can't unmute him.
He probably has to do it. You gotta unmute yourself, brother.
Well, anyway, this guy, he ended up getting got, man. So the police got him. Found out that dude tried to have a threesome or something with two girls, and they accused him of not paying. And the girl, I think her cousin was a cop, so she called her cousin. They came. They took about $1,000 from him.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like they played him big time. He was by himself.
Yes, they did.
They played him big time. They got him, and when I arrived, he was flying back to Rio, and I'm like, okay, what happened? Like, he kind of gave me the backstory later, like 2 days later. But by then, it's like I was good. I mean, I was prepared, to do my own thing.
Right.
But it just shows you that when guys are too anxious, without a plan, and just leading with their private parts, you don't think clear.
Nope, you sure don't.
And that's very common in a lot of countries. You have a lot of guys just leading, not thinking thoroughly, and they just put themselves in these situations, and it's just like it's never good. It's never positive. So
yeah, it doesn't bode well.
So like when you hear these guys talking about just show up, you be all right. Just they're gonna love you, they're gonna worship you, they're gonna do all this bullshit that you hear. I'm like, where are you getting this from, man? And it's like, especially it coming from guys that live in these countries. It's like, bro, you live there. You know shit's not like that. A lot of these girls got attitudes as well. They ain't gonna just tolerate anything from you.
Nope.
But it's just they sell this dream, this fantasy, like you said. Like, you know what? Hey, you got a passport, you're an American, you good. No, you're not. Especially if you're trying to track a certain type of woman. Now, if you're trying to track
you're an American, you're a mark.
Yeah.
Hey, yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we can hear you now, man.
Yeah. Welcome, Dave.
Yeah, my bad, guys. I was having some technical difficulties.
No problem. I was having that earlier too, man. My mic fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I kind of went in, man. It's like I said, I'm not holding back. I'm talking. This is towards the PUAs. This is towards the disgruntled black men and women hating on brothers traveling, and also the manosphere. The passport bro movement, man. I think we just moving very sloppy. I think there's certain things that don't need to be said, man. If you're done, you're done. Just I think the best way to show somebody that you're done, walk away.
Move around.
Yeah.
Walk away. Right. Don't even say anything. Like, you know what? Smile. Give them that peace sign. All right. See you later.
Remember what I said at the end of that article was the best way to go about this is to vote with your feet. Don't vote with your mouth. Don't vote with retorts or any type of explanation. Just vote with your feet, man. Because the thing is that all of those people that's talking that have an opinion can't change the laws that apply to your passport, no matter how much they try.
But I'm just surprised the amount of hate. Like you seen the TikTok videos, you seen the the YouTubers out there, these live panel streams. 10 hours panel stream discussions about black men traveling overseas. I'm like, really, 10 hours? Like, you guys don't have no jobs?
10 hours trying to get monetized and get subscribers and get people hyped up. All these little mini Derek Jacksons out there. You know what I mean?
And I just feel like, it's like, why are you so concerned and how I move? Like, I even had guys reach out to me like, hey, can you come join my panel and defend the Passport Bro movement? I'm like, no, I'm not going to jump on your panel to defend anybody. I defend black man travel. That's what I defend. I defend my shit. I defend how I move. But I'm not going to speak on behalf of a group of guys that I don't know, and I don't know how they operate overseas.
Exactly. You can't put your voice and put your stamp on something that you don't know, especially with all of these vids that's out here that's making the Passport Bro community look bad.
They're looking real bad, man. I mean, Alex, you probably seen it. I mean, Alex, you're a vet, bro.
I'm in it. I see it.
It's embarrassing.
I speak to it all the time. You know what I mean?
It's freaking embarrassing. It's like, dude, don't speak for me. Like, yo, young buck, don't speak for me. Trust me, you only got one country in. I'm 35. Like, don't speak for me, man. And it's just like you have all these little young jits. I'm gonna call them jit. I'm from Miami. We call them jits.
Yes, sir.
Fuck that, bro. I'm bringing that Dade County out of me, man. Yo, we call them jits, man. Don't speak for me. Because the thing is, it's like, yo, based on your limited experience, you don't really know what you're doing. And when I hear you speak about black men traveling, you don't say the right things. You position yourself to be desperate and lonely. And that's what they use against you.
Right. Well, they box them in with the subject matter and their talking points.
Yes.
And the first thing they do is agree to the talking point. First of all, the talking point is incorrect. Your assumption is this, but the purpose of what we do is that. But they go on to that one talking point and they jump down their throats because they bid on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just maim the talking point from the jump and addressing the way that it was proposed as a talking point. They go right for the talking point, and that's how they get slammed every time.
You know what? I'm glad you caught that, Alex, because I said the same thing. I'm like, oh shit, they got him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, he answered that question. I'm like,
talking point off the top. You can't go along with somebody's talking point. The first thing I learned in sales: never ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Yeah, I'm in marketing, so we see eye to eye.
What closed-ended questions, right?
Yeah. That's why, yo,
you're either going to get a yes or a no.
Hey, whenever someone interview me, man, I keep everything open-ended or yes or no.
Right.
That's it.
Come on, man. This ain't our first rodeo. We're marketing salespeople, so it's like you can see a conversation coming a mile away. If you really are experienced at it.
Alex, say it again. Say it again.
I know exactly where you're going. Like,
look,
I sat in on No Excuses podcast one time, and he had MRE on there. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he had invited MRE to start some static, but I had picked up on it. And I was running that dude around in a circle to where he had to lose his mind and start cussing. Right? And then Rob was like, man, I forgot to tell you. You had him juiced up because I ain't never seen him act like that. I was like, yeah, I can sense when somebody's sitting there with an objective. So I called him to the table. What's your objective, really? You say you want to get a passport. You're talking about all these benefits behind getting a passport, but it seems like you're taking jabs at anybody that does have a passport. Mm-hmm. Do you really want a passport?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Being a marketer, I have the same mindset. I'm thinking 10 steps ahead of you.
Right.
I'm thinking all the different scenarios and how I'm going to respond to your answer. And also, too, it's just like, okay, I see where you're going with this conversation. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to redirect that conversation elsewhere. Right. And by me just doing that, I'm going to frustrate you.
Right. Attorneys hate my ass.
Yeah, me too. you know what? Salespeople hate me, man. I be like, hey, I'm the marketer. I write your material. Right. The hell are you talking about?
I usually say cut to the point. I know I'm getting pitched. What are you pitching me on? What's the bottom line? Well, let me get through. I say, yeah, I know you want to get through the whole presentation, so I understand that. No, get to the bottom line. You're wasting my time. I just told you I've been doing this a long damn time. What is the bottom line? Let me see what the product is. And boom, I'll say yes or no. I'm not going to waste your time. You can get to the next person. It's a numbers game, right?
To you rookies out there, I know you're anxious to get the word out that you're traveling, you enjoying yourself and everything else, but dude, there's certain things you don't need to talk about.
Oh yeah.
And like until you really earned your wings, man, don't speak on our behalf.
See,
not publicly, at least. I mean, speak on your trip, your experience, how great it was. Like BZ had an excellent experience. Brothers in the room now, you know what I'm saying? He did all the right things. We thought he was somebody that had been following Kanal for a while, and he had just found Kanal. But he did everything like Kanal would have instructed him to. Do your research, understand where you're going, you know, and perfect trip.
Yeah. Well, and again, guys, like, you know, don't jump on these people platform, because they're going to gate you in a position. They're going to make you look bad. And the thing is, don't show your face. Like, guys, traveling doesn't pay you. Don't jeopardize your career, your job. Because a lot of you guys sound really stupid. And nowadays, you got to be mindful what you say, because digital content stays alive forever.
Yep, for a very long time.
So it's like, before you start downgrading or talking shit about certain segment of people, be mindful that you're being recorded and you're showing your face. Because again, you don't have that six. Like, well, this is what I know is the guys that I know that making six figures, they will never put themselves in that situation.
Nope.
You understand? The guys who are making money will not put themselves in that situation where they could possibly get caught up.
Right. They have too much to lose. Matter of fact, they're going to screen the women they're around just so the fact that they ain't going to have a fucking problem. So do you think they're going for a pro, or you think they're going for somebody that's more professional as in business?
Again, it's a lot of reckless going on, and I think there's not a check and balance that's happening. A lot of guys, a lot of rookies just speaking just the sake of speaking. I understand if you want to use YouTube as a way to make your money. Again, you're selling a gimmick and everything else. But man, guys, traveling is just an activity. That's all it is. I know as much as people want to paint it as life-saving, all that, which it could be. You know, if you're going through some stress issues, medical issues, and you need a break, yeah, go ahead and travel. But understand that a travel has a start and an end date.
Right.
That's it. You still got to come back home to your miserable job, your miserable life, if you're not willing to fix it. And that's why I always tell guys, like, yo, hey, I understand you want to travel, but work on you. Whatever issue that you're dealing with, any past trauma that you're dealing with, baby mama issue, you know, job issue, whatever, work on you. Traveling always going to be there.
Yep. Don't
make it seem like traveling is going to save your life. It's not. It's just a temporary fix. Because when you get back on that plane, trust me, that depression start kicking in.
Yeah, the realization of going back to the Matrix starts.
You are not lying. You are not lying.
And the thing is, that stuff kicks in as soon as you get through customs. They give you attitude and shit. Well, why are you traveling so damn much? Where you going? Where you coming from?
Dude,
you done left the country and hit 5 stamps in your book by the time you
man.
You know what I'm saying? They're looking at you like, what?
Hold on. Some of the biggest haters are custom dudes. The guys at customs. They're like the worst, man. And they be like, look at here.
Hey, in Miami airport, I get stopped all the damn time. Now, it's like I had to tell this one guy, listen, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm wearing red Chuck Taylors and I got a red book bag. If I'm carrying drugs, you think I'll be wearing something that bright that's going to draw attention to myself?
Right.
And so, but why are you constantly going to this country? Because I can. And they said, well, we got to check your bag. I say, listen, this is a camera bag. I got about $5,000 worth of shit in here. Be careful.
Yep. Hey, put up what Mr. Doc has just put up. That's exactly right.
All right. Some dudes feel like they have to explain why they make adult decisions, but when black women go abroad, they aren't made to justify anything. So neither should I. Yeah, I agree.
Very.
I agree. And trust me, look, let's not be stupid here. sisters are doing the same thing what brothers are doing overseas. They are.
Bruh,
I have
they got a whole movie. Stella got her groove back. They got a whole movie about it. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of female associates, and they told me, man, it's what it is. And I'd be like, hey, shit, enjoy yourself. Just protect yourself, but go ahead and enjoy yourself. So, but the thing is, they move in silence, man.
Exactly, and that's what they have. That's what they have over. I hate to include us, say us, because there's a lot of us that are wise as to how we move, but when they move, you don't hear nothing about it.
Mm-mm.
They just keep it to themselves. It's just pictures on the beach. Hey, girl, this Sunday, yeah. And that's
don't see that big buff guy sitting next to her in the chair, or taking a picture. Oh, who took that picture? Oh, my girlfriend. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I'm taking a picture. Oh, who took that picture? Oh, my girlfriend. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I'm taking a picture. Oh, who took that picture? Oh, my girlfriend. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right. Man.
Taking a picture.
Hey, Marty.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, okay.
I'm hearing feedback on your end.
Yeah, man.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah, you got to.
Yep, they'll have some muscle bound Jamaican dude with three last names, Barrington something, talking that ish in the air while she's like,
hey Marty, you good?
Yeah, is it still getting feedback?
No, you're good. You muted.
Are you good? Are you good?
Yeah, is it still?
Oh yeah. I'm hearing it. I think. Are you good? Are you good? Yeah, I think you have multiple tabs open.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey Marty, I think you got multiple tabs open or something. Yeah, man. So it's just interesting, man. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But guys, look, when you travel, find your other like-minded brothers who are doing the same thing you're doing and share your stories with them. Now, if you want to encourage other brothers to do it, then talk to them. There's no need to jump on platforms and just literally, berate a set of, a group of people to get your point across. There's no need for that.
Even if you want to highlight your trip, you go, film the sites of the hotel, film the sites that you're going to travel to, put a nice little bow around it, and put your content out. You don't have to say anything about the nightlife or anything like that. There's plenty of YouTubers out there that do that stuff without putting the women that they're dealing with on the channel.
Yeah,
there's a lot of YouTubers that are like that put out. It's just great content. It's family friendly content, but they're not putting out what they're really, and that's their business. It's whatever they're doing is their business. And I wish. And
please don't be that guy that goes overseas and starts throwing money in air like you're a ball.
Hey Marty.
Yeah, I had the Facebook thing. I forgot about it. It was open. My bad.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, Marty. How you doing?
Hey, man. I'm showing you love, man. Always.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey guys, I've known Marty for quite some time. We actually went to Colombia together. Did some wild things out there with the photo shoot and everything else. Yeah, Marty's a great guy. We constantly talk, give each other ideas. Yeah. Actually, Marty was one of the few guys that encouraged me to step up my game up with the camera, with the mic and everything else. So Marty was a huge influence in that.
Yeah, he's doing it now. He's doing. I see you.
Yeah, man.
Came a long way. I was so green when we was back when we first did it. I was so just new. Just the way I travel, I had so much equipment but now everything's streamlined now.
Yeah. So Marty, what do you take? I got 3 subtopics: the PUAs attacking black men traveling, the disgruntled black folks hating on black men traveling, and the manosphere, man. So I wanted to get your take on all 3.
Okay. Man, PUAs, we're crunching into their bottom line. We're taking away their consumer base, the customer base, and they know it. And because the thing is, they're trying to say, well, this is what you usually hear them say, oh, you guys are lame, you don't have enough game. But my thing is okay, let's just say that you're right. I'm just going to agree with them. Let's say I'm corny. Nothing wrong with being corny. A lot of rich, corny people. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. guy who owned Apple. I forgot his name again. What's his name? Damn, what's his name again? The guy who owned Apple, he died. Damn.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for some reason I can't think of his name, and he's like the owner of Apple all these years. I'm crazy.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. God damn it. Yeah. So there's a lot of corny guys who have power because people not really and I always break this down, just in my opinion. I'm like, it's not so much being corny as like, no. When you start traveling, you start to understand power and the lack of power you don't have, because you kind of, even if you were the big fish in your hometown, when you go to different countries, you kind of have to stand on your own too. And if your own too is a small to stand on, then you feel kind of small. And I think that's another reason why some dudes don't like to travel, because they can't get out of the comfortability of being the hometown hero. Maybe in their, you know what I'm saying? Maybe
nice
in their
point. Nice perspective, bro.
In their home, and even with now here's the flip to that. In their hometown, they might be only getting 3s and 4s, but they think that's the bee's knees. Like, oh, I'm getting girls. I don't understand why you guys have a problem. But see, I'm Mr. Receipts. So I'm like, all right, well, let me see what you're getting. And I tell you, every single time, they always refuse. They'll say something like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to put people's face on social media because they can sue me. But I'm like, well, Dan Bilzerian has been doing this for over 15 years. All you do is see him with 10 different girls each time. He's never got sued. So why would you get sued? And matter of fact, if you had so much game, how come you can't game them pictures out of her? Hey, baby, listen, I got to go prove. I got to prove I'm the man who I am. So we going to bust down a couple of pictures. I'm going to put them up. You cool with that?
If anything, a woman would be happy to show out that she was with you.
Yeah, you the big dog. Remember,
you the big dog.
Yeah.
So she wants to put that stamp on you.
Yeah. So that automatically, I already see it. And then when you actually go delve a little bit deeper into these game coaches, what people don't talk about, a lot of these game coaches don't date black women. What they actually do is they participate in the conversation, but then they themselves don't actually date black women. They'll have, like, you know, a mediocre white girl on the side that they never show. You know what I'm saying? The very mediocre life on their end, but they're going to tell you, buy my $5,000 course so you can get the best. Well, if you can get the best and you're the originator, how come you don't have the best?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So automatically right there. So what was the second topic? The
disgruntled black folks hating on black men. Like, there have been several panels out there literally trashing black men for traveling overseas because black men are bragging. So they're literally having like 6 hour streams talking about, you know, black men doing the worst overseas, dealing with poor women, like the most disrespectful stuff you can say about anybody.
Now even with that, right? So the argument is these guys are going over to third world countries and using their US dollars to take advantage of poor women, as if we didn't have 2 years of Kevin Samuels talking to regular females, all requiring 6 figures or more. So basically you're saying it's cool, and I'm gonna put air quotes, it's cool to spend money and trick, that's what they like to say here, with women who don't make as much money as you. And it's cool for them to say, I want a guy that makes more money. That's all cool. Strip clubs, nobody says anything. But if you go somewhere else where you get more bang for your buck, now it's a problem. It shouldn't. If it's a problem, it should be a problem here. No, we should have.
When you stop feeding the machine gets angry.
And they're starving right now, man. They're starving right now, and that's why you see this so-called soft girl movement. I don't know if you guys heard of this.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I came across that on Instagram. I'm like, what is the soft girl era? It's soft girl era.
Yeah, it's finesse 2.0. It's basically like, all right, we can't admit the pick-me girls were right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna transform it into an era. But see, what people don't realize is that as soon as that girl gets pissed off about something you said, something you did, that era is coming to a close. That masculine
energy comes right out.
You can't fake this. You know,
One TikTok video that I saw was a lady. She has tattoos all over her chest and everything, and she's trying to talk as gently as possible. And I'm like, I'm trying to get into my soft girl energy, whatever. And just like, but I'm so used to being my masculine friend. I'm like, well, you look masculine. Like all them tattoos is just like just the way you looking so hard with those Venice eye fly traps eyelashes.
They think that's cute for some reason. They think that's cute,
Hey, I'm sorry. Sidebar, Marty.
Yeah.
Dude, you definitely got to give me these visuals, my guy. These are awesome. Okay.
Thanks, man.
That's Marty, man. He always got to like come out big and shit, man. I'm used to that.
He over there flossing.
Always.
Yeah, I'm trying to like bring the production value up. Like I made like a little I didn't even post this in the group. Check this out. I made like a little cartoon.
You want to run it? You can share your screen.
It'll play.
Yeah, just share it. Do you have access to the share? You could just go to the share your screen and.
You might see it right here. Check this out. Here it goes. There you go.
What?
I guess you could put it on the main screen. Like,
close our windows down real quick.
I never done that before. Let me see if I can do it. Oh no.
Yeah,
I never.
I think you just do the same thing, but you do that with mine.
Okay, so so make you the main screen.
Yeah.
Gotta figure out how to do that. Damn, how do you do that?
Oh shoot, we gotta get.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Okay,
there you go.
All right.
Let me see if I can start it over. Hold on, let me see.
I'm learning, guys. I'm learning how to use this stuff.
Yeah, I did the whole script, little effects. The music I had on it's royalty free, so it's just like regular synthwave music. But the music you got is cool. This is literally what's going on right now. You got a dude hating on the side, then you got the game coaches teaming up.
Wow.
Hey, is it true, Marty, that they're selling these dating courses for like $4,000?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Look at this, Timothy. Look at Timothy. Timothy don't need game. I did a whole storyboard.
Dude.
You remember Game Genie from Nintendo?
Not Game Genie. You can bring up Game Genie.
You cheating the game, niggas. Look at this. Later, outside game headquarters.
Oh, goodness gracious.
This fool got a whole cartoon going on here. A little
story. So the PUAs, they really are bothered by this, by black men.
I've seen a group of PUAs on a podcast, and they brought one lone traveler, and I don't even think he was a real traveler because he said he was just sending this chick money to pay all her bills.
Yeah,
and that sounds like a setup to me.
They ganged up on him. Like I saw the same stream, dude.
I don't think he was a real traveler. I think he was.
He definitely wasn't real. He was definitely a homeboy that one of them got the call in.
Wow.
And see, the thing is, these are the type of women. This is like one of the girls I was hanging out with a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is in the States, so when these guys try to make it seem like, oh, you guys, you have to go overseas, I could just go.
I can do that shit here. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, hey, okay, Marty, Alex. But the thing is, you have a lot of guys, a lot of these YouTubers out there are telling these guys, you cannot find this in the States. You have to go overseas. You have to become monk mode to actually live your life overseas. So in the meantime, you can't do this. What do you say on that? You can't find this type of women in the States. You can only find them overseas for like 2 days while you're out there.
You mean physically?
Just in general.
I mean, you can find them. It's depending on how much you're trying to dedicate to even dealing with them. Like, I don't, like, even though we were hanging out, I wasn't necessarily trying to talk to her. Like, we were just having a good time. Like, but I wasn't trying to push up on her because I don't necessarily, for me personally, I don't see the value in doing the whole song and dance because I already know how it's going to play out. We're going to do a phone tag.
Fucking takes time, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, dealing with women in the States takes time.
Yeah, it's too much because when I'm in Colombia, I make a quick phone call. We're going. Where you want to go? Oh, we're gonna go here. All right, tonight. Boom, done. You know, with this, it's like, and then you don't know what kind of baggage this person has. They might be cool on the initial, but then she might have all types of like, you know, stuff that happened prior to. So you gotta fight through all that. And it's like, you know, and if you make a wrong turn at any given point, you could just be wasting your time. She might be like, oh, I don't like when you said the word the. So therefore, you know, it's stupid shit. So I just keep everything light. You know,
like, well, okay, for me, it's like I could meet these women here in the States. I'm kind of like you. It's like I'm not gonna put the time and effort. Now, if you give me the same energy, where like you want to get to know me as much as I want to get to know you, yeah, we could go out and have a great time.
Yeah.
But as far as chasing, I'm not chasing anyone domestically or overseas. Now, if I'm messing with you and I like you and I want to be with you, then yeah, hey, what are you doing? You know what? Hey, let's go do something. But if it's someone that, you know, I gotta like prove my worth to you, knowing that, hey, I'm considered as a high value guy, I'm not gonna do that domestically or overseas. And the thing is, you have a lot of guys that go overseas and chase after these women, like the lower tier women, and think like they're doing something. Like, well, hey, prove to me that you could pull a middle class woman,
right,
or upper tier. But when you go out there, hey, I can have any girl that anyone else could have. That doesn't impress me.
Right.
That's awesome. I walked that same area.
Yeah.
I bought a couple of art pieces from that vendor.
Like the next time when I go back here, I have to buy more stuff because I felt I was too wrapped up in filming. Yeah, I was too wrapped up into filming, and I felt like I didn't contribute to the space in terms of like, you know, like buying enough stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I got back, I was like, damn, I filmed, but I didn't really buy. Once I seen the shirts, I was like, oh, that shirt is hot. I should have bought that.
I brought my girl four of those shirts, and I brought 3 paintings, which I have in my spot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
we got some dope footage with pictures and everything, but it's just like I was so wrapped up into, you know, you know me. Once I get focused in on shooting, I'm just all right. Let's go here. Let's get this shot. Let's get that shot. And I did all this with just the camera. I didn't even have like the photos too. I had like a reflector, but you know, because I didn't really have like you know, there's a lot of walking around, so I didn't want to travel heavy.
yeah.
So I just really had a camera and a reflector, and when I needed him, we had a guy. He would just like, you know, if I needed some light, he would just reflect it off the reflector into the person. But all this, you know,
I need to do the same video. I need to do this for my profile.
Look
I love that.
Hating, you over there hating? You over there hating? You over there hating on Marty's flaws? He's like, man.
Hey, Marty knows I'm always hating his shit, so it's like.
Look, I don't know about you, but the visuals you had earlier make me want to go steal a McLaren. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is cool. But just overall.
Good work, Marty. So, Marty, the next subtopic is manosphere. What are your take on the whole manosphere, the Passport Bros, everything else? Like, are they moving in the right direction? Are they all over the place? Like, what are your take on that? Then I'll jump on Terrell.
The manosphere, it depends on what part of the manosphere, because,
let's talk about. Okay, yeah, you're right, because the manosphere is so grand. But like right now with the manosphere, there's so many different rainbows, Skittles, pills out there. Now there's a green pill, which I never heard of before, and how the Passport Bro movement kind of align themselves with the manosphere. What are your take on the Passport Bros with the manosphere and everything else?
Like on the black pill end, like dudes.
Yeah. The black manosphere.
Well, the dudes that hate that dudes are traveling, I think it's a little bit. I think you know how it's like back in the days you used to see 50 cents a day you can support so and so in Africa. I think they think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why you hear all these little funny phrases like dirty foot.
Yeah, dirty foot. That's so disrespectful, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I have to, you know, I literally just got off the phone with the guy, and he's like a rich executive, as much as I can say at the moment. And we're gonna be doing like some business. But it just so happens that he listens to the Manosphere because my sister, she called me with him on the line. I didn't know he was gonna be on the line. And she was like, "Oh, he's just like you." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so he starts spitting some red pill and like, "Oh, do you listen to that person?" So he hit me on IG. He's like, "Yo, let me send you these videos." So we started talking, and he was like, "Yeah." He was asking me like little questions about Colombia. He's like, "How much does it cost to, how much do you need?" And I told him, I said, "Listen, man, with your income, you could buy Colombia. With your income." I mean, he's like it doesn't even make. I was like, "Listen, man, if you come with me one time, you're gonna want to go buy one of those compounds in Strata 6s. That's what they call it, right? A Strata 6.
Yeah, Strata 6.
Yeah, you will want to get one of those Tony Stark mansions, seriously. And it won't be Tony Stark prices. It'll be like, I was looking today. They had this guy sent me a couple. I seen it was like 850,000, but it was like a sprawling, nice, looked like Tony Stark's mansion in the hill, pool, nice acreage, modern. I was like, "Oh man, this is nice," So I was like, "Trust me, man, you would probably get some out there, and you would be so good," And for him, he was like, "Oh man, that's nothing." Like he's like one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I had to tell him, I was like, "Yo, you gotta remember, in Colombia, they got export businesses, beans, coffee beans, and there's commerce there. There's a lot of rich people in Colombia. You just they make it so you don't see them, much like people are rich in New York and you don't never see the richest people in New York. But they're there, So I was like, that's the problem. I said a lot of people think, and to be fair, because I always play both sides. To be fair, a lot of dudes that go to these countries do the dumb shit. They be tossing money in the air because they ain't never been nowhere. And they mess, a lot of dudes that go for the weekend warrior thing, they mess with the lowest class of women there, which is bad look, because even the men all right, put it like this, like whatever ghetto hood that you have in your neighborhood, imagine somebody traveling there and then posting up videos with the ugliest chicks in your neighborhood. That's how it works.
It's like, okay, just to give everybody a true visual look, it's like someone coming down to Miami and going to Overtown or Liberty City and posting up. If you guys ever been to Liberty City, Overtown, Miami Gardens, imagine a bunch of tourist guys go there and try to make it rain in those communities and see what happens.
Yeah, it's like, because some dudes never been nowhere, and they'd never even talked to anything above a 4. So if they get a 6, 7, they're like, "Oh, jackpot!
Yeah.
Let's make it rain." So it's like, and then the guys from that town are like, "You're going crazy over this?" Like, I was talking to a dude because I'm trying to maybe test my waters in Brazil in the future. So one of these panels that I was on, I talked to the guy backstage, and he was telling me about this other town. I always messed up the name. It's called like Florida Rista. I don't know if anybody.
Forenza?
I think so. It kind of looks like Florida, but it's like
Forenza. It's a slower version of Rio, but I don't think you'll like that. I mean, the type of person you are, because I know you wouldn't like it. It's more family centric. Nah, it's not for you.
Okay. Well, again, I don't know. I know nothing about Brazil, but he was telling me he was showing me like all these models that are in the area, and he was like, what you could do, you could like just like really corner the market out here because they don't really have that. And he was showing me, he was like, yeah, the girls in Rio is pretty, but over here it's like it's different, and a lot of people don't come out here. So I was like,
okay. I think Jay Clyde said the right name.
Yeah, that's what it was, for Florianopolis. Yeah. That's exactly
okay. So I've never been to that spot. Then my bad.
Yeah, you know how he described it? He said it's more like Medellin, and then he showed me the Airbnbs out there, and not for nothing, for 30 days you could have an Airbnb like on the beach, like big, like a house. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? If hypothetically, if I went out there, and then even if I like hooked up with like 4 or 5 models, it would be worth it because I would be working prime location, beautiful girls, and then they have like a decent nightlife over there. I mean, it's not Rio, but I mean, look, if you got a couple of pretty girls and you having a good time, I don't need it to be Rio. I need it to just be what it is. So I'm just thinking about it. He was just, he's feeding me stuff like every other day, like, yo, check this out, check that out. And I'm like, you know what? This ain't that bad. I would still probably try to, go to Sao Paulo, go to, Rio anyway. But I would make that a stop because, when I retire, I have the free time to do whatever I want. So I can do 4 months out there, 1 month here, 2 months there,
But I'll say for your first trip, yeah, I mean, just do Rio. Yeah. Do the, if you can squeeze that in, because the great thing about, once you are retired or once you do have time, you can move around. Don't stay in one place.
Right.
Like most of these places are like an hour flight, 2 hour flight. You can go to Bahia. That's about 3 hour flight, 3 to 4 hours flight. So depending on where you want to go, you could actually just, spend 3 days here, 4 days there. So just good, good way to keep it moving,
Right.
But let me get Terrell involved. Hey, Terrell, are you there? Had you on mute. Hey, Terrell, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, so what do you take on the whole topic, the PUAs, the passport bro movement with the manosphere, the disgruntled black folks hating on black men traveling? What's your take on it?
Oh man, all right. Going on to everybody on the panel. Shout out to Alex, BH, and Marty with the fly camera work.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Everything cool.
Hey Marty, I'm gonna talk to you offline because I need to do that moving forward, man. I got too much content.
I'll put you on game, man.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that.
You flossing too much, Marty. You flossing way too much, bro. Hang back.
Hey, okay. My take the PUAs, you gaining market share once you get people leaving, who ain't spending 12 racks, who can learn another skill and travel and develop on your own. That's of course that's going to rub them the wrong way because they need themselves, they need them likes to comments and for you to come in and keep up their lifestyle because they don't really have nothing else going on besides they show you how to talk to women. So you're disrupting the market. So you got the who else we got? Got the passport bros. That's the what do you call the pickup artists? Of course, they're always gonna have a problem. Then you have disgruntled black people. Oh, you have money and you leaving? They're not in the best shape right now. You talking about good, qualified, accomplished men leaving. That's going to disrupt the market. That means somebody has to do something. Because guess what? These guys who has got means to travel. You can't be broke to travel. These guys got Delta cards, Express, Chase Sapphire, American Express cards. Y'all going overseas to treat other women and you look like me, of course it's going to be a problem. And men that's mostly they just trying to be like plantation, what you call them, catchers, basically. Like, oh, you live in plantation, I'm gonna go tell somebody on you and I'm gonna embarrass you. And they really can't go because they don't have the means to go. So it's a lot of jealousy there mostly. And the talking points are the same. So you really can't pay that no mind. And then you have the manosphere. I don't know, they all over the place. I mean, they just trying too hard to prove themselves. Man, you already traveling, man. Just show your receipts. That's the only thing I do get about the peso guy is if you got girlfriends and wives or something, and you've been in 3 different countries, why you not married? You don't ever show anything. So it's like, that's why I like the new title, Black Men Travel with Receipts. I mean, like you said, you see Marty over there, he takes some photos of women. They not in zone 1 and zone 2. They look like zone 5 and 6 women. For people who understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it just, man, you showing receipts, man. Like, Zoe, you travel, you have one. I mean, these accomplished brothers over there doing stuff, so you all kind of ready to see it. And I've just seen the manosphere actually had a piece of the major newspaper. But of course they were trashing them, but man, y'all got moved. I mean, the people that's actually doing something don't have to talk about it. So the other stuff, it just looks like they're selling drama to get their subs up. So every time you look up, it's like, even Jason Black did a show tonight talking about passport brothers. So
yeah, that threw me off. That threw me off when Jason Black doing one. I'm like, what? But again, I guess it's a hot topic. It's a hot trendy topic because when you think of Passport Bros, you think of drama. You think of, all like negative things. And I understand we have good intentions to actually try to get the brothers to travel more often. But a lot of things that a lot of the lower tier guys are just saying some reckless shit out there, out in the public space. And the thing is, people using their own content against them. And it's just like, and it's like, you're not being smart in what you're saying, how you're saying it. And you're showing your face, which is not a good look. So, yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like, even with Peso, man, I understand what he's doing. But the thing is, he's always baiting guys to come on, and he's trapping them with their own content, with their own words.
Right.
And I'm like, as Alex said, it's like, as a salesperson, as a marketing person, we see that a mile away what you're trying to do. But most guys don't see that, man. And you see guys, you could tell they look socially awkward. They probably just been in one or two countries. That's it. They just started traveling, but yet they want to speak on behalf of the Passport Bro movement or Manosphere. And it's like, dude, you're not doing a good job doing that. And you're getting clowned during the process.
There's a Bobby Davis on the bottom saying he can't click on the link to join.
Davis?
Yeah. He's on Facebook.
Oh,
gotta come through YouTube to get it.
Yeah, he had to go through YouTube to get it.
But Mr. Dawkins has a point. He has a question. One more. Go up one more. There you go.
Yeah, my ex-wife.
Oh, all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me, man. We if anything, she followed me. I didn't know, and she knew everything. She knew everything I was doing.
Yeah, my ex was over here yesterday, literally. She's from Russia. But she's about to go to Paris with her friend on Saturday. So she came out here for like 2 days. I guess she hung out with her friend today, but yesterday she was hanging out with me. She already knows. I then moved on, like, even though she's Russian, she's not really American. Once I got to Medellin, it was a wrap. Yeah. It's game over.
My ex-girlfriend knows I travel because I've taken her on trips, and now this other girl that I'm dating right now, it's not a big deal. I tell the women I'm with about everything. I don't keep secrets. If there's multiple people I'm dating, there's multiple people I'm dating. Period.
It's the same here. And everyone knew in the past, even now, that I always travel. I always had an interest to travel. So even if I were to get into a relationship now, she will understand that, hey, listen, I'm going to be traveling with or without you. That is what it is.
Exactly.
If it's going to be an issue for you, then we can't be together, because traveling is just part of my life now as a content creator. Yeah, it is my life now. So it's like, hey, I don't mind you coming with me. We could do it together. We could take the kids. I like taking my kids with me. We're traveling sometimes, but I can't date someone that doesn't like to travel. Like a homebody, nah, I can't do it. Yeah, man. But it's just interesting, man. I just think that, the Passport Bro movement is going to grow, but I think whoever's leading it, or who's leading the charge, or who's going to be the spokesperson, need to take better control. Because like right now, it's not looking good.
That's the problem. It's not organized to a point where there is a leadership or a hierarchy.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of random different YouTubers that are all vying, but no one person is actually the key spokesperson. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It seemed like after Kevin Samuels passing, everyone's kind of doing their own thing now. Before, everyone was kind of like following Kevin Samuel Lee with the High Value Man and everything else, but now it's just like, okay, we're just gonna do us, fuck everybody else. It's all about Passport, it's about Manosphere, and that's it. So you have guys just speaking reckless, man, saying some really foul shit on social media. I'm like, wow, you said that? But you know what? You're getting subscribers that way. You better keep it up, man, because you can't do that.
12 and 13-hour podcasts are crazy to me.
I mean,
I ain't
it's just
that much time in my day to be doing no 12, 13-hour podcast.
11 hours.
Yeah, 11 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Live streams. You got dudes selling list of remote jobs that you could get on Indeed or Monster.com, selling for $50, man. I'm like, wow, you doing that? You have guys selling, consulting tips and how to travel. Like, why the hell you need to pay a consultant to book a ticket and stay somewhere? But I understand it's a money grab. There's ways you can make money off of these people, so people are gonna do it. It's what it is, man. But it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's all clout. It's all for clout, and it's all for a game. And you got that on both sides. Whether it's the brothers that's out there traveling, and messing the game up, so to speak, or the people that have all the negative things to say. It's all for views. It's all to sell themselves as the expert on whatever they're talking about. So it's them on both sides. Hate to sound real Donald Trumpish, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think everyone's just trying to be the top dog now, and it's just like with no real experience. It's like, how the hell are you gonna give advice after one trip? But even then, it's just like, I don't know. Go ahead, Terrell. I got Bobby Davis, man. Welcome aboard, man.
Hey, what's up? How y'all feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. What's your take on the topic, man? The whole PUAs, the black folks hating on black men traveling, and the Manosphere Passport Bros.
I mean, honestly,
you need to have some experience, some skin in the game. We got.
God damn, Marty. Shit. I'm like, man, you distracted me, man.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, man.
I guess. I'm sorry. I hate to butt it, but did you ask everybody what they sipping on tonight? I may have missed that.
No. If anything, are you guys drinking anything? Because I'm drinking water right now.
Oh, I'm chilling right now.
Yeah, so am I.
All right.
Oh,
Tomorrow will be the day. Tomorrow and Sunday, fuck it.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm getting that bottle, but today
on Sunday, no. I'm getting drunk on Sunday.
Well, sorry about that, Bobby, man. Hey, what's your take on it, man? I'd like to hear your take on this.
Yeah, basically, I think everything's like a hot mess right now, and I think I missed a lot of it. So the conversation before, so forgive me if I repeat some of the things that's already been said. But yeah, like I think a lot of the leadership of because right now, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I know that some people might take offense to this, but I don't want to consider myself a passport bro. Because the leadership that's out there and the stuff they're spewing is pure nonsense, and I wouldn't want to be associated with. Because the things that they're representing, you show up, you go to some country, you show up, and people supposed to just fall at your feet, and then the lifestyle that they recommend you live, you live in the bottom of the barrel lifestyle. Like, they're not talking about, get your money up, you making 6 figures, you could go live like a king in this country. They talking about if you can scrape together a couple of dollars, you could get you a 2 or 3 and throw money in the air, throw $10 in the air, whatever, in the currency, and it looks like you're doing your thing. So that's why I don't really approve of a lot of what's going on. I wish a lot of the top tier guys that's overseas, because when I go overseas, I try to hang out with people that's actually making moves, like people like you or Marty, that's connecting with I heard he was talking with an executive, I guess in Colombia.
Oh, he was from he's from the States though.
Yeah, talking to with that caliber of people that's actually can make moves in life, and not because I feel a lot of people that's in the community right now they're trying to grift, they're trying to make YouTube their come up. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, but it seems because everybody's they try to push their YouTubes, and they're always doing these long live screens, get the super chats up, get the super chats up. I'm like, damn, son,
You know what? Hey, this is one particular YouTuber, man. It's called Passport International from England. This dude stays on Super Chat. Like he will end the damn live stream for Super Chat. I think about 7 months ago he interviewed me, and I was talking about South Africa, my experience in South Africa, everything else, and he just kept begging for Super Chats, man. I'm like, man, bro. I mean, if people are gonna give, they're gonna give. Why you gotta constantly ask for it? But it's what it is. But one thing is, like you said, there's a false narrative being spread by these guys saying that everything's super great, and it's not. And it's just like a lot of guys are being, to be honest, dusty out there overseas. I see a lot of dusty dudes overseas, man. They try to claim this lifestyle they live in. You can actually see them there; they're not living that life.
Sure not.
And they'll quick to sell you a tour package. I'm like, nigga, you selling tour packages? It's like, I mean, I understand if you got a business there and that's your focus, that's your grind, cool. But I see guys struggling overseas, man. They're not living the life they claim to live as an expat. And I'm like, man, dude, it's okay to come back home and start over. But some guys don't want to hear the truth, man. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, like that's the main thing that gets on my nerves. Like, yeah, like, yo, get your money up. Like, don't be over there struggling and like, because like, yo, you basically what you're doing is like, yo, you're messing up our image for everybody. Because you get on these lives, like I don't know if y'all familiar with like Peso Man.
Yeah, Peso Man.
Yeah, like you get these like, I don't want to call them idiots, but you get like these dudes that's like they're not really educated. Like they probably went to one country, then they get on the live or another person's live, and they want to represent all the brothers that travel. And I'm like, he's not a representation of me. He can barely put two sentences together.
Yeah. And I kind of said that earlier, man. It's like you have these young guys that just started traveling, joining these live streams, and Peso Man's eating them up. And I'm like, man, dude, you were his target, his easy target. And of course, Peso Man and his ladies gonna just ask the same dumb questions all the damn time.
What did they ask on that? I never even.
Bobby, you want to answer that question?
Dang, like yeah, they usually do like they ask them why they're not married.
Yeah.
They ask them like they ask them like simple but basic questions. Like you could be like, yo, hey, why you not married? I don't feel like getting married. I haven't found the right one. Or can you get a girlfriend in the States? Oh, women in the States are terrible. They're not feminine. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? But it's basic common questions like you would ask any normal person. Like your sister asks you, like, yo, why do you travel overseas? What are you looking for overseas? And they can't answer it. And they just go on tirades and they're like, yo, this is why black men can't deal with people in the States or women in the States. And you're like, bro, they're not asking you complicated questions. This is not algebra.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of guys tend to focus on the women. So it's like, when due to the fact that they focus so much on the women, people think that you're traveling for women. So, and also too, like a lot of these guys jump on the video. So instead of doing a profile avatar, they do a video, and it's a bunch of women. So women are gonna attack the way you look, the way you sound, and most of those guys that actually join these panels, man, they're not the great, good looking guys, man. They just, you could tell, like, okay, bro, yeah, you seem a little awkward, and they take advantage of that.
Yeah, I guess my whole, not to say I would ever go on that show, but even if I did, I'd be like, hey, listen, man, I'm corny, I'm lame. You're right. Everything you're saying is right, but what are you going to do about it? That would be my question to them. I'll give it to you, because the thing is, if you don't know the person personally, you pretty much can make it your mind however you want.
Yeah,
and that's the argument you can't win. If you think you're gonna get on somebody else's live stream where they have the option to mute you, then there's no winning that. You would go,
and that's what happens, Marty. They actually, when the guy's trying to defend himself, they'll mute him, and from there, the girls would just go all in on him. And I'm like, oh, they baited them.
it would have to be a neutral platform to even have that type of discussion. But hypothetically, I'm just saying, again, it would just come down to, you're right. I don't get girls here. Something wrong with me. However, when I go here, I have a blast, and more importantly, the fuck you gonna do about it? And you just drop the dice right there. Because at that point, now it looks like you the weirdo dick riding. Like, what? At the end of the day, what man is really gonna sit there and dick police what another man does with his money?
Well, obviously there are men out there that do that,
you know,
and it's kind of pathetic, to be honest.
Yeah, that's where it would go with me. It's like, well, if let's just say everything you say is right, like I don't have, like, come on, man. At this point, there's nothing to prove.
I mean, well, that's the thing. Is like if I were to be attacked, all I need to say, look, go to www.blackmantravels.com.
Yeah, at this point, like only thing I want to do is just go to different countries at this point and just do what I'm doing in Colombia somewhere else. Like, but the women are not really the focus. And more importantly, that the focus is before I even travel. Like, you know how I'm trying to put situations together in the States for me to be allowed to travel the way I want to travel. So that's where the focus is for me right now. Once I get over there, everything that brought me to there will be in place. Now it's more about freedom. You see what I'm saying? And I guess I'm pretty sure none of the dudes that hopped on that panel with this peso guy said freedom.
No, exactly. They're not. They strictly focus on the women, and the thing is, they just strictly focus on women, and they can't talk about the culture, they can't talk about the language. And the guys that say they speak multiple languages, of course, the peso man will put them on the spot, say something in Spanish or say something in Portuguese. They can't even say it. So, like, dude, why lie?
Yeah, I'll be honest with that. I'm studying, but my Spanish ain't great. Listen, I'm not that guy to be like, oh, I'm fluent. No, I'm like, listen, I struggle.
What's the point of even going on the show if you know you're gonna get humiliated? You feel me?
Thank you, James. Thank you, and welcome to the stream, James. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think what it is, a lot of people are not media trained and savvy. So what happens is, it's one thing to sit in the back chat. Oh, if he said this to me, I would respond this way. But it's a whole nother thing when the lights come on and that Summer Jam screen, and it's like, all right, the mic turns on. Dudes really be freezing up.
Yeah.
It took me a good while to get comfortable, like talking fluently and just, because, some of the rooms I be in, you got to be sharp or they will cut you down. So it took me a while. Yeah, go ahead.
I just think for me, I'm sorry, I've traveled, I've been traveling a while, and I've seen some of those programs, some of that content, and I just feel like my travel and what I do with it is my business, you feel me? And that's not something that I would need to defend or, try to prove to anyone. I feel like people who do that is, I guess my young son calls it capping. I think it's a bit more than capping. I just think there's some sort of a deficiency, the way you got to prove that you kind of like the man or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unnecessary. I mean, like just do you. You don't need anyone else to validate, what you're doing. That's when sometimes when I see some of those, I'm like, why is the homie trying to get these strangers that he don't know to validate what he doing? You know what I mean? Like,
James, let me can I reply to that? Because this is what I think the reason is. It comes like a lot of these people that jump on these lives and try to defend themselves. Number one, they have low self-esteem in the beginning. So this is another form of validation for them. That's the whole reason they're getting on here. Because there's no reason to get on a panel with 6 women who don't listen to your points anyway.
Facts.
Big
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just validation. But yeah, go ahead.
But I'm sorry. I just think that this is something that a lot of our other counterparts of different races do not deal with. They are free to travel and do whatever the hell that they want to do, however they do it. And you don't see no panels being put together for 6 hours talking about how white men travel, how Indian men travel, how European men travel. None of this stuff is happening on the other side of the spectrum. It's only happening here with black men, and that is. I'm echoing. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I totally agree with you, Big H. The thing is, you don't see other nationality or other ethnic groups doing this. It's only black folks. Like black folks who are so quick to bash each other for no apparent reason. Have long streams just to talk shit and bash each other. But I have not come across any other stream featuring a white cast or Hispanic cast, Asian cast bashing each other for traveling the world. If anything, they're sharing their tips and tricks on how to travel better.
Exactly.
But black folks, we always got to have a one up. Like we got to have some type of gimmick to get over somebody. But yet other races are group, and that's why other race groups are always winning, because they constantly work together as a group. Like for instance, like I'm in the IT space, dude. The IT space, especially at my level, the senior level, is all Indians and Asians.
Yep.
Dude, you don't see too many of us in that position. But guess what? Those Asians and Indians, they helping each other out to bring more of their kind up there with them. Black folks will sell you that information before bringing you up on board.
Facts. Because I'll say the same thing. Because I'm in like finance. Like there's like nobody at my level, and it's like I be trying to get brothers to come to my level, but they're like, yo, money too slow. It's gonna take too much time. I gotta do all this. Gotta get this certification, get this Series 7, and all that. Like, bro, right now you working like in a factory somewhere. Like, come on, improve yourself. And then, like you said, the other races, they're always like, yo, like on lunchtime, like, or you just like go get lunch with some of these dudes. That's all they talking about. It's like, yo, you should do this, yo, because you can get this, and this. And I'm like, yo, when brothers get around, what we talking about? We talking about nothing. We arguing with girls.
I mean, guys, there are a couple of YouTubers out there that are selling a list of remote jobs for $50.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What? Wait,
yeah. There's a couple of YouTubers. I ain't gonna say their names. Yeah. They selling a list of remote jobs for $50. Jobs you can literally find on Monster.com, Indeed, LinkedIn, just typing in remote. And I bet you anything, all the remote jobs are low paying jobs.
Facts.
And dude, even the ones that are the websites that do charge you for that, like Flex Jobs, they're not charging you $50. They're charging you $7 for them to show you their list. And
No. These two YouTubers are charging $50. I saw that link. I was like, $50 for a list that I could just literally run myself. And trust me, most of the remote jobs they probably have on that list are probably bullshit jobs. You got a couple of YouTubers that telling dudes get a remote job and move overseas. Okay, so I'm gonna go find a remote job that pays less than $25 an hour just to live overseas. I said, you know what? Fuck that. Why don't you just go ahead and get your certification so you can make $85 an hour, $100 an hour? I got colleagues that are working on 3 contracts. Each contract 6 figures each, working from home, living in Costa Rica, living in Medellin, living in DR. That's real money. You got a lot of these YouTubers, and again, it's something about these YouTubers, man. They just like promoting low hanging fruit bullshit.
Yeah, you want to know why? It's because they're broke. They don't know the other side. Like you can't talk about the other side if you've never been there.
Yeah, I'm just dumbfounded, man. Stuff that I hear and I'm seeing in these groups, Facebook groups too. I'm like, really, man? You selling fucking list of remote jobs for $50?
Well, you know, a lot of it comes from too, man. It's just even before folks even got into travels. I work in IT as well. There's just a lot of misinformation in
yes.
Anyway. Because I'll see dudes that'll say something like, "Take these 3 steps to become a cloud engineer." It's like, nah, bro, that don't work like that. Like,
sure don't.
Respectfully, like and they take advantage of some people who are really trying to make a move and they want to get ahead and they want to do good things, but you gotta really go out and do your research and really look this stuff up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think we live in a day and age now to where we pay that $50, we feel like that $50 is going to take us to the promised land.
And it's not.
It's not.
I'm a cloud engineer, and it took years. Certifications did not mean nothing. Like they don't even look at the search now. It's what you can show and prove. So that right now, just the fact that these guys are introducing just steps 1, 2, 3, it's like, come on, man, it's not realistic.
Yeah, it's not.
I totally agree, but again, you got a lot of these guys, and the crazy thing is, these guys are promoting these so-called IT jobs or remote jobs. They're not even in that profession. So how the hell are you gonna promote something that you're not even when you're not even in that profession? It just don't make any sense to me. But again, YouTube has become a come up area where people feel they can sell you bullshit just to get that super chat, that PayPal, whatever it is. But I'm just like, man, dude, don't get false information, man. And that's what I'm seeing a lot. And it just got to the point where I had to create this live stream to talk about that. And now, hey, I noticed this Toya, the Texan. Toya, if you want to jump on the live, man, I'd love to hear your take on it from a woman perspective. So if you're interested in joining the live, we could definitely include you in the conversation.
Drop that link.
Yeah, I really did. But yeah, man. And I just feel like this whole manosphere thing with all these different Skittles colors that's popping up. There's no level of consistency, man.
But
and you can only bitch about the same shit like literally every fucking day. It gets to a point, okay, what is the solution behind this?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know something else that's interesting too, fellas. And I came on late, so my bad if I'm rehashing.
That's all good.
I just, we talk about brothers who travel for women or whatnot. There's like a subsection of that group that they hate on the guys that travel for marriage, and I'd be like, why you worried about what my man's doing? Like, if you get him a little lady and he want to wife her, like, that's kind of his business. You'll see some posts, you'll see some dudes go in, oh, you can't talk to these girls from this country, and it's like, bro, y'all need something to do. I was never in another dude's pocket like that. You know what I mean? I'm just like, if my man,
said, y'all need something to do. I like that.
It's true, man. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. If a man finds love abroad, man, that's his business. I never thought we would get to a point to where, you have whole streams and other content dedicated to clowning brothers for finding whatever they consider to be love.
And here's the crazy thing about all this: the guys that are clowning the brothers that finding love overseas, they never been in a relationship. These are the guys that only fuck with pros.
Facts.
So I'm like, yo, you're not in a position to give any type of advice, my friend. It's like all you mess with pros. It's like you travel just to do that. So
right, you can do that in America, fam. You ain't gotta travel that far respectfully. I just don't understand.
Well, my thing is, when I hear guys say don't bring them to the States, I say, well, bro, your income, your livelihood is in the States. If you marry someone, why would you want your wife to be in another country? Now, if you're in a position to live in that country, then do that. Then you move to that country. But to be married to someone and keep them in that country while you live here in the States, you flying back and forth just to what? That is like to do what exactly?
Yeah, it makes no
the
sense.
mentality, that's what I be talking about. Like that mentality is like, you can't bring them to the States. Like, that shows you, number one, that you're not even used to getting women. Because like, just because you think you could take a woman from somewhere, she's gonna magically like turn into like a tyrant.
She's gonna get westernized.
No, Eddie Murphy brought that up.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not the case. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No. I just want to say, there is a probability that it could happen. She could turn on you. Sure. But again, if she respects you and loves you, man, dude, if she's on your program and she respects your program, then yeah, dude, it could work. But like anything, man, any type of relationship is 50-50. There's a chance that it may not work.
Right.
But when you just moving in fear,
exactly,
the probability that she could see someone a whole lot better than you in a lot better position, so you want to keep her in the countryside, another country, and them dirt roads, you wrong, man.
Well, that's the thing about it. I think what happens with some of those guys who speak like that is it's just the presenting they're misrepresenting themselves already when they go abroad. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you make yourself look like, you big time in the States, but you regular just like the rest of us. You feel me? And then you create a fantasy that you can't maintain. So of course you get over here and leave you alone because you were telling her you was gonna put her in the Eiffel Tower and you got her eating that Waffle House. I mean, like you gotta you just gotta just be yourself, man. I mean, I think one of the challenges with traveling abroad is like your personality should not be created by the currency exchange. You feel me?
Facts.
That's
what I was about to say.
Yeah,
because a lot of these dudes, that's their only advantage is the exchange rate. If the exchange rate didn't exist, these chicks wouldn't be talking to them, and they know that in the back of their head. That's why they came up with that mentality of you can't bring them to the States or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I never think about that. Like I would never think about like, okay, if I bring somebody somewhere, they're gonna just turn against me. Like I should be that dude in Colombia and Thailand as the same in America.
Yeah, if you're a good human being, you're a good human being. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's up, QB?
What's up, QB?
What's good? What's good, fam? What's good, panel? How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we're having a very engaging conversation around the whole hating of black men traveling overseas, from the PUAs, the disgruntled black folks, to the dysfunctional black manosphere with the Passport Bro movement. Man, everybody's kind of like all over the place.
I feel you. I know you've seen my recent video that I had to do on Allende, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's also funny?
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in and say that, obviously we're a threat when it comes to the PUAs and women here in the States, because we're just taking our talents and resources elsewhere, and guys are having success, doing so. And it's that synergy, once you see one brother do it, he wants to put you on, and the snowball just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, which is great. And that's why we're here as content creators, to enlighten brothers and have these engaging conversations like how we are tonight.
So what are your thoughts of other black men hating on you traveling overseas, going to Mexico, being around beautiful women? They assume that you're taking advantage of them. You are mistreating them. You can't handle a strong American woman. I mean, what's your thought on that?
Yeah, from my end, they just think that all these girls are pros, and I'm just like, yo, I don't even argue with them. It's like, hey, I show you my Tinder, my bubble matches. I go out. I have a social network. I met someone, the locals. Like, life is good on this end. And I'm not even trying to have like a full plate, basically a 2-girlfriend rotation. And I'm cool with that, a little P to P here and there, and that's it. I'm doing good, and I'm gonna put brothers on, and if those brothers want to continue to hate and play in the Matrix, they can continue to do so, but it's gonna be an L, and they just have to experience getting those L's over and over until they say, you know what, it's time for me to walk on a different field so I can go there and win. Coach me, QB. Put me in that winning situation.
And it's not that hard, guys. I mean, again, I'm all about working on yourself, work on your health, work on your money, work on your profession, your mindset, and just have that willingness to experience something different. Now, granted, again, you can still meet amazing women here in this country, but it's just like you got to just put yourself in that position to do that. And I think a lot of guys don't do that. They just get on a plane and think that, everything's going to be solved. It's like, no, brother, you're going to come back home to your miserable job, your miserable life, and everything continue as is. Then you got to wait another 6 months to travel again, because you didn't put yourself in a position where you could travel every other month, or you could actually work remotely.
Right.
Everyone wants that
Fact.
quick fix. They want that quick fix to, hey, I want to find a beautiful woman. But then again, it's like, yo, you don't have the money to maintain a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman costs. And it's just like, and people think that, I'm going to carry the same mindset that I have here in the States, 50-50, you got to help pay the bills. You think that shit's going to work overseas? That shit's not going to work overseas.
Yeah, that's the thing be tripping me out, man. I be listening to some of them bros, I'm like, fam, I don't think you went nowhere, fam. Like, you're looked at as a provider and protector a lot more abroad than you are in the States. Like,
it's a lot harder. A lot of guys don't realize it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Carlos. My bad.
Oh, I just don't see it just doesn't make sense trying to go 50-50 with someone who only makes maybe $200 a month. It just doesn't make sense.
That part. Y'all got
Carlos. Carlos, what I've seen, what I'm hearing a lot? I'm hearing guys bragging about the girls paying for the lunch.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, why you let her pay the lunch? You know she doesn't make money. Or she paid for lunch though. It's like she makes $200 a month.
Yeah.
Wow. They that down bad?
Huh?
I mean, they doing that bad? They can't pay for lunch?
Hey, they bragging about this, man. I'm like, dude, why are you bragging about her paying for the lunch? Like for me, if I'm overseas, I'm paying for everything. It is what it is because I already put that in my budget.
For sure.
But you bragging about a girl paying for her own lunch or willing to offer to pay? It's like, are you serious? And you telling your listeners this shit? I'm like,
yeah. You know what? Those African women told me some stories in Tanzania. It was just so embarrassing.
Especially East Africa, bro.
Man.
I've been around a couple of chats where I be listening to the dudes. I'm like, yo, you trying to give a woman $20? Like, I'm like, bro, like, make it make sense. Like,
Carlos, share that story.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Are you there, Carlos?
Yeah, they'll go around saying that, hey, that's it. I don't pay for pussy. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I don't pay for sex. I don't pay for sex. And what they thinking is he doesn't pay for a prostitute. But what he means is he doesn't spend a dime on a woman. And then they be shaking their head in disbelief. He wouldn't give me nothing. He made me pay half for the meal, and he wouldn't do anything for me. He wouldn't buy me a gift or any damn thing. And he thinks that he thinks he won or something, and she's thinking that I want nothing to do with this person. If only these guys knew what these women were saying about them once they left. Right, and then it makes Americans look bad.
Hey, I've heard some real bad stuff they're saying behind you. Like being in DR in Colombia, understanding Spanish, and the women would tell me the type of guys they meet from the States, man, it's not that positive, guys. They're not winning like that.
Yeah. I frequently travel to Kenya, and I hear the same thing in Kenya.
Yeah, Tanzania, you can't do that. But that's the problem. This is what the whole problem with this whole new passport bro movement is. Like, they're not encouraging the best. Like, look, they're messing it up for everybody. Now when I go back to Tanzania, I'll be here. Oh, he a brother over here. He over here on some bull. I go to Tanzania a lot, so I know how to move in Tanzania. So somebody else that goes there, now they kicking their back in. So why can't they promote what really happened? Like, yeah, bro, work on yourself, get your money up, then you could go somewhere and have fun. You don't have to be selling $50 remote jobless.
Right.
I can't believe you were doing that.
The other thing too, fellas, is that they'll sit up here, and I've even seen some dudes talk about, man, when I try to go to East Africa, I can't get no baddies, because of the white dudes and the other local brothers. And I'm like, but bro, you the dude that they know that's only going to pay $5 for everything. It's you have to compete.
Right. Thank you.
I don't understand. Just because you're American,
right,
with an exchange rate doesn't mean anything. If you have no personality, this is what I told one dude. I said, bro, if you lame in America, you're gonna be lame in Africa, respectfully. If there's nothing about you that's interesting, women are not gonna talk to you.
My thing is make an effort.
Yeah,
make an effort. I mean,
effort, bro.
And the great thing about traveling, you can always reinvent yourself. If you know, like, hey, I want to go to this particular country, start learning the language, start understanding the culture. And so when you get there, you can apply yourself. I mean, just better yourself in general. This whole thing about show up as you are is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like you really got to work on yourself.
Right,
Like, hey, if I'm going to a country where they speak a language I never understood, for the next 3 months before I travel, I'm gonna learn some key phrases I can use to start a conversation.
Exactly. What tripped me out one time, fellas, was I was in this Facebook group, private group, or whatever, and they was just going in on Kenyan women, right? And yo, I don't like Kenyan chicks because they too tall. And I'm like, well, how tall are y'all? And so the brothers were short, and I'm tall, and I'm like, so you mean to tell me y'all think that every woman in this country is like 6 foot tall? Like, have y'all even been here? They'll listen to a couple of stories from a couple of other brothers. They'll generalize the entire nation, you feel me, with no real world experience. And I was telling one dude, I'm like, fam, if the woman you're talking to is 6 foot tall and you're 5'5", like, come on, cuz. Like, respectfully, it just, you gotta, like, it's just some of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because I've been to Kenya and women are just all.
I mean,
all different
it's
types
just that
of height, man. It's no different anywhere else.
Exactly. If you ain't got a good personality, whether you tall or short, it don't matter anyway.
I knew a guy in DR. He'll go to DR, right? And he only eats at pico de gallo. If anyone knows what pico de gallo, that's like the lowest at the bottom of chicken and fries. He eat that every day. So he used to take the girls to eat pico de gallo every day.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, she sees you as an American, so that means you have some type of money to spend on a nicer place than pico de gallo. Like pico de gallo is like a food shack. And he'll only eat that stuff, man. And he'll get mad at why women don't return his calls. Anything like that. I'm like, man, you eat pico de gallo every fucking day.
It's like taking a chick to McDonald's and saying, yo, I just took you out.
I think
ain't happening.
I think what be killing me, fellas, is that for whatever reason, a lot of us have been fooled into believing that these women don't have any standards.
Bingo.
You know, and it's just like, I don't know who lied to y'all, but you just gonna get on the plane, pull up into a foreign nation, and you're gonna pull the most beautifulest woman because you just showed up. Like, oh no, who lied to y'all, but they gotta stop lying.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Let's just keep it a buck. Again, I don't want to see him as a hater, but most of the girls that these guys are hooking up are mud ducks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn! Oh, damn!
I'm like, hey, how the hell you made plans? You took time off. You booked a ticket. You got on a plane, made reservation to mess with this. You could have done this in the States in the hood.
Yes. I'm like, you spend more money than what you would have spent in the States for the foot.
Come on, Canal.
Hey, I'm gonna get banned in these Facebook groups.
Yo,
you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder now. That 4 to you could be a freaking 10 to him.
She's feminine, you know, she's feminine and submissive, so that raises her up like 4 points by itself.
Right, exactly.
Nah, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
Bro.
Man,
you know,
like,
I think it's very important for men to have a preference, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't do all that just to mess with that. I'm like, wow, really? That? You could have just got that back in New York. You could have got back that in Atlanta.
But does he have a nice body at least?
No.
Nah.
Like Carlos, Carlos, when I say mud duck, you know what a mud duck is? Like it's just beyond ugly. Beyond
But you also got to take in consideration that there are some men here in the States, whether they want to admit it or not, they're not getting anything, bro. Like nothing, nothing at all. So if they go out there and get a mud duck in a foreign country, and she got like 3 kids, it's the best that they can do. And I kind of made a video about about it. This guy named Alpha Male Lifestyles. He's a Muslim dude. This guy hasn't gotten laid like in 5 years when he divorced his wife, and he went to this small town in Chiapas, Mexico, and met this, younger girl that was about 30, but she has 3 kids, and he's happy. He's singing praises and everything, and he doesn't do pay to play at all. And I'm like, okay, well, if this is the best for you, you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? No judging.
But it speaks volume on the lack of affection a lot of these men are not getting. It like literally, because a lot of men are yearning to feel loved, to feel appreciated. So they'll get on a plane to experience that. And again, it's no fault to them. I mean, our society has become so jaded to the point where you got to go elsewhere to find that. But it's just like, dude, don't fall in love with the first person you meet. Just take it easy. Enjoy your travels and enjoy the experience. Now, granted, if you meet someone during the process and you vet that person out, then go for it. That's one thing is, I'm not going to tell you not to fall in love with anybody. Hey, that's how you feel. However, don't be easy just to get someone, don't be so easy to put someone on a pedestal without vetting them, same as you do in the States.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of guys. I see a lot of guys get used overseas. That's very common.
Well, what's funny is Marty silly. She could be better. Yeah, it's funny. Like when I see some of the horror stories, I'm like, man, John Quisha did you the same way. Like before you flew out, like you know what I'm saying? Like she just got a different accent and she look a little different.
Yeah,
like it's just because a woman has an accent doesn't mean that she's your soulmate, fam. Like we gotta do a little better.
Or it doesn't mean that because she cooks breakfast for you that she's gonna be your wife. Because that's big for dudes overseas. Can she cook? Can she cook? Like,
yeah.
That's really big for a lot of dudes, man. I'm like, damn, dog, you can't cook? Or better yet, I always hear she gotta be submissive.
Oh boy, I be
like, oh my god, can I jump on that guy?
She gotta rub my feet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm different, or maybe I'm missing something. But like, a lot of the girls, even when I talk to the States, like they were submissive. Like it's like a process. Like you filter out. If a chick is like too unruly, you just don't talk to them. But like, there's no submissive women in America. Like, so I don't understand. Like, what's this big like? She got to be submissive and all this. She got to be feminine. Like, there's feminine, submissive women everywhere. So how is that the only selling point? Or am I missing something?
A woman will only submit to you when she respects you.
Big facts.
That's it. That's universal law. She will submit. I mean, granted, if you start trying to abuse her, then she's submitting to you out of fear. Who wants that? If she respects you, she's gonna love you and submit to you, same as you submit to her. You'll make sure that she's taken care of. You'll make sure that she doesn't go without.
Okay, I kind of have a rebuttal and excuse about music in the grocery store. I feel, this is my personal opinion, the woman is submissive based on how attractive she is to you. Okay? Prime example, a guy walks in the club and she really, really likes him. No matter what the guy does, she's going to submit to him because of that attraction. And I think that also applies in relationships. When you're the best option, and she finds you physically attractive, you're going to get that submissive treatment compared to a girl that may have better options. She may not submit to you as much because you're not number one. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but wouldn't you when you be talking to women that generally like you, you're not gonna be talking to girls that's not feeling you, like you begging for their attention.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, they don't do that. They don't understand. Okay, this girl doesn't like me, compared to this girl's just being nice to me. You wanna, you understand that point of view as well?
But I guess my thing is I don't think you need to travel out the country to figure out that component of socialization.
I agree.
You got to kind of just pick your lane and pick your lane and stay in your lane. I mean, I don't have to go to the DR or anywhere. This girl really isn't into me. Let me leave her alone. Like, that's something that travel shouldn't be the venue to where you lose more money, have more frustrating experiences because you're going through the same thing. Does that make sense? Just because you travel doesn't mean it's going to change.
I agree. I totally agree. And also, too, don't get it twisted. Women overseas are not as passive as everyone try to paint them as.
Yeah.
A lot, especially Latinas, man. They'll stab you. They'll cut you real quick, man. So they try to paint, these women overseas in other countries as frail and, weak and all that because they're not as abrasive as most American women. But these women still got a mean streak to them. Asian women, Hispanic women, European women, African women, don't get it twisted. They just know how to play their role. And I think that a lot of people in the Western world don't understand their role as a man and a woman.
Facts.
As a man, your role is to protect and provide. That's your primary role. And her primary role is to be nurturing and loving. So it's like, as long as everybody play their role, you're going to have a successful relationship. The thing is, you can't expect a woman to submit to you when you're not protecting her, when you're not providing. Because like her natural instinct be like, hey, I need to find someone else that I can respect. Because the way I see submission is respect.
And then
once that woman doesn't respect you anymore, dog, it's done.
And it ain't no 50-50.
Exactly.
No.
50-50 out your head.
Yeah,
Right. I
let
don't know
that
what.
50 thing go, son.
Man, that's so embarrassing. We're the only group of foreigners that are even thinking like that. And this African chick was asking me about that. What's up with this 50-50? And we are the only group of foreigners that they're doing that. Now, I'm not saying all of them are doing it, but some of them are doing it, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Again, that's why most American men that go overseas, I'll say 75% of them do not get into a relationship. It is what it is. They go down there to have fun, enjoy themselves, and come back home. There's only a small percentage of black men are actually establishing relationships overseas, getting married, having kids. It's only a small percentage. People try to paint this small percentage as like 80% of men. A lot of black men are not traveling for a relationship. They travel and have a good time and come back home. It is what it is. It's only a small percentage, and that small percentage of men tend to be a lot older. These are the men that are very extremely established in their careers or in their life. They pass that stage of chasing pussy all the damn time, and they want a family. That's a whole different stage of travelers. So the thing is, they're mixing the young newbie traveler with the experienced traveler and putting everyone into the same bucket, and we all move differently.
And to add to that same consideration is 80% of the people travel just to have a good time and come back home. But that's in every race, not just the black race.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't hear none of their people talking about it like ours.
I think what's funny about the black men travel haters, you go into some of these Facebook groups and some women from the States, I don't talk to men who don't have passport. And you be like, but the ones that do, you don't like the guys that do because they're not, I guess they don't cater to your desires. It's one of the weirdest oxymorons I've seen.
I had a sister tell me that. It's like, oh, you got to have a passport for me to date you. I'm like, okay, so where have you been? Jamaica? Anywhere else? Nope. Oh, okay. Like one place. So you think you're better than a man that doesn't have a passport because you've been out of the country one time, huh? Like, okay.
Yeah. Nah, bro, she got flued out.
Flew out.
But it is what it is, man. My thing is like, yo, let the black man live his life. If you're not checking for him, he's not bothering you. Why be so concerned about how he moves? That's the way I see it.
Big fact.
And it's just like, for the PUAs, dude, your days are numbered. I think guys are really starting to catch on that.
Damn.
Yo, can I jump on? Can I talk about that point?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because like, I've been like I don't really consider myself associated with the PUA community, but I was around like a very long time, like in the beginning. Like I'm talking about before like online stuff and all this. And before it used to be about like self-improvement. Like that used to be the main thing. Become your best self, like make yourself interesting, and then you would get women. But now I don't know what it is. Like with like what I'm seeing, like dudes is like just complain. Like before, you wouldn't even be like the people I used to deal with back in the day, like 10 years ago. They wouldn't even be talking about password bros. Why would they care? Like that doesn't affect my ratio. Like I'm still gonna do mine. That's just somebody going to another country. But now it seems like it's just an industry where like okay, they taking away market share. Like this is the dudes I'm selling to, so I gotta bash them. Like yo. And it's like everything is becoming like even I can say the same thing about Password Bro. It's becoming a grift. How can I monetize my audience the fastest? That's basically what it seems like is coming to right now. But yeah, go ahead, QB.
Well, I just want to say that dating coaches, they're not solving the problem. They're not fixing the situation. And the situation that we have out here in the West is there is a sexual inflation, okay? Women have more options compared to most men. And what they're saying is, all you got to do is cold approach. You need to learn game, and you'll have just as many options compared to the next man. And that's not true. What Passport Bros is basically saying, look, you don't have to play that game. You can win over here. And for guys that are monetizing, they're saying, look, you know, my time is valuable. I'm going to put you on game. And if you want to roll the way I roll, then yeah, you got to pay up. You know what I mean? To get that vital information. Otherwise, you know, stuff like that, you know, can cost you more time and money. If I'm going to a new territory, let's just say Peru, and I've never been there, and I see a YouTuber that is doing Peru the way I like it, yeah, you know, if he's like, hey, you know, you gotta slime me something, I'm gonna give you the 411, and you're gonna move like this, no problem whatsoever. But to pay like, because some of these dating coaches, they're literally charging $1,000 an hour to talk.
No,
okay?
Marty said.
Well,
actually, Marty says $4,000.
That's crazy.
Wow.
They charging $4,000.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what Marty said.
For an hour?
They charging $4,000.
Wow.
Seriously.
If you got $4,000, that's a
Bro, I'm a financial planner. I don't get $4,000 in an hour.
It's the video right here.
The fuck?
Hold up, we're gonna play this video for.
They're taking advantage of people.
Here's a video.
All right, check this out. I'll take from the beginning.
That shit is hilarious.
Along with the women.
So the thing is, like, in the States, they
are teaming up against the Passport Bros.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like you need to have game to speak to women. I personally feel like at a certain age you don't need game. At this point, it's the way you present yourself.
Yeah, you gotta roll the truth and reality at least at some point in your life. You feel me? The game thing is when you was a jit and you didn't know nothing, you didn't have no resources.
Oh, Dale, where you from, man? You say jit, man. You from Florida?
Yeah, I'm from Florida. Yeah.
You're from Florida? Which part?
I'm from North Florida, from Lake City, Florida.
All right, I'm from Miami, man. But yeah, Florida boys, we say jit a lot.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. You know what it was? After being from Miami.
Yeah.
You don't have a Lamborghini to go in. You ain't got no Chevy. So you make yourself something that you ain't, and that's how you get on. But when you get established and you have your own stuff, you present who you are.
Yeah.
And not,
and the same rules applies overseas, man, guys. Just work on yourself, get your money game up, learn the language, learn the culture, smile, be sociable, and you'd be amazed. That could get you far. But just be mindful, like, people do see you as a come up. So it's like, don't think everybody that's smiling with you is gonna be your friend.
Yeah, facts. I mean, I feel like you need. I don't know, maybe because like I feel like game is required. Because when I think of game, I don't think about like trying to beat a chick over the head with some bull. I feel like
bet those ladies very carefully before you even think of them.
Go ahead.
Hey, DJ Kuda, you want to join the live stream? I think you want to pesos, boys. So hey, you want to join the live stream, man?
Toya, the text.
Is he? Yeah. Is he one of Pesos boys? I didn't know that. For real?
Yeah, I think he is. Him and Toya. And again, guys,
tell him to hop on for sure.
And
hey, Toya, DJ Kuda, jump on board.
Yep.
This is your chance to say your piece. You got veterans here. You're not speaking to the rookies that you normally speak to. So
yeah.
So I guess they won't accept. It's what it is, but I think he's one of them though. But yeah, man. But it's all good, man. More than likely, they're gonna probably use this stream as a talking point. But it's all good.
Why don't Peso, man?
I'm open for an invite.
Oh, look, I told him I'll join the conversation, but I ain't with that fuck shit, man. That dysfunctional gang jumping. I'm not doing that. But yeah, man. But this was a good, interesting stream, man. Really good one. It's just so much, man. A lot of misinformation being had.
And still more to come.
Seriously, you got.
Oh, hold up. Hello, DJ.
Yo, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. What's going on?
Okay, what's up, man?
Nothing, man. You got anything you want to talk about?
Oh nah, y'all told me to hit the link. I just came up. My bad, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you one of Peso's boys? Or
who's Peso's boys?
Okay, I guess not. My bad.
Hell nah. You talking about Romy Peso?
Huh?
You talking about Romy Peso?
Yeah.
That fool that's going around doing videos and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Hell no.
All right. My bad, because he has one of his panelists that's also a DJ something. So I mean, I'm not against him. I mean, that's one thing. Like he has a platform that works for him,
right.
And the thing is, he's just baiting all the losers that jump on that shit. And it's just like, you know what, guys, you're not in a position to speak on our behalf, especially when you just started traveling. So my take is this: like, I don't believe in bashing any woman to uplift another woman. I mean, I understand women nature, but I also understand that, look, traveling is a start date and it's an end date. So whatever issue that you're trying to run from, you're going to have to come back and deal with it. So that's why I'm a huge advocate in you taking care of your issues, taking care of your money, get your mind right, get your emotion checked. Because the thing is, whatever you run away from, it's gonna be waiting for you by the time you come back.
Fact. That's what I always say too. Yo, travel is not a panacea.
He doing a show on me because I'm in Thailand and shit like that. I don't even know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't consider myself a pass. I mean, I understand it. I get it. I've been pushing it for years, long time ago, but I don't consider myself a passport bro because I actually moved. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just a brother with a passport. But
there you go.
There you go. That's the perfect title you need to have. Look, my thing is this: the passport bro movement. I understand what their aim is, but there's a lot of us that have been traveling way before this title. And a lot of us have been doing a lot of contribution in these countries as well. So I'm not going to pigeonhole myself and putting myself in that category, because I'm all about traveling, but also I'm all about uplifting and telling brothers how to better themselves. So for me, I just want to see guys travel more often. Right?
I offer my opinions and criticisms on it also. And you know, like I said, if you were an actual passport bro, people wouldn't get mad at what I'm saying, but you know, I don't know. There's a lot of weirdos that just come out the cut, but you know, I just can't wait till this.
This is a free space. Speak your piece.
Yeah. Speak your piece, man.
Your impression that was actually one of the questions in the subject matter is what your opinion of the passport bros are.
You said what?
What your opinion of the passport bros are.
I mean, it's a fairly new movement. You got a lot of people just jumping on it, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Half the people, that's not even half, like only a quarter of the people that's claiming that shit is gonna actually travel. Them brothers ain't traveling. You know what I'm saying? They just talk about it.
He's right about that.
That is true, because a lot of the people you see that's in these things, they be like, yo, they don't got their passport yet.
They don't even have their passport. They never traveled before and stuff like that. A bit of that kind of pissed me off, because it's like, you know, we got to regulate certain things when it comes to that, because like, you know, I'm very worried about how brothers act in these other countries, because you have like people like myself that have to live in these countries and stuff like that, you know, weekend millionaires and stuff. So, you know, I make sure I show my work. You can see me in Thailand. I'm always outside. I'm downtown Bangkok, countryside Bangkok, you know, Laos. I've been everywhere. Like, I'm just.
I definitely got to hit you up, because I'm going to Thailand in November. I'll be out there for 2 weeks. I'm hitting out Chiang Mai, Phuket, Bangkok, and Pattaya.
Yeah, if I'm in Chiang Mai around that time, hit me up. But I'm in Bangkok, so you can always hit me up.
Yeah, it's my first Asian trip, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm doing my research, planning, learning some phrases to use as a form of greeting. You know, just doing my part so I can have an amazing experience. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to just show up and just like
homework. They're not, you know, openly talking about visas. You got to know your visas. You got to know how long you can stay in these countries, what you can do, and stuff like that. They're not really talking about that. You know, it's cool to travel and stuff like that, and I get it for the women and shit like that. But that's the only, you know, incentive dudes have, you know, leaving and shit. And it's like, bro, you got a lot more stuff to learn. You got to be respectful. These laws are not built for you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just know how to move and, you know, have a great trip. Don't fuck yourself up in another country, you know?
Yeah, so. I totally agree with that. But I completely agree with you in regards to like a lot of guys are speaking on behalf of, you know, black men traveling don't even have a passport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's crazy, man. It's like
loudest ones though. You can tell who's ever traveled and who hasn't traveled. That's the crazy part. They be the loudest ones.
Yeah, they be real loud.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand like that the people that travel, they haven't traveled or they just took their first trip and they're excited and they want to get out and they want to talk about it on YouTube. But like, you shouldn't be like proclaiming you know everything.
Yeah,
like I don't know. What's that one dude? I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, he said he only took like 2 trips, and now he's like the leader of one of the biggest leader of like the passport bros.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, how you take 2 trips and then you a leader? Like,
well, I said something about that also. I don't got no gripes against him. You know, I got my criticisms, and I'm happy that he's doing that. But like the tattoo and all that other stuff, I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. But you know, but
again,
yeah, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating either. Sorry, I'm not hating. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta. It has to have some type of like. People gotta use common sense. Like, yo, you can't be a leader of something that you just started. Like, yeah, go ahead, Kana.
No. Honestly, it's not hate. It's constructive criticism. It's all it is. Again, us being veterans in the game, in the travel game, traveling often, we need to make sure that we're advising the younger guys how to move. A lot of guys are the ones that are getting robbed. A lot of the younger guys are the ones that are getting drugged. So they just say, you know, they just show up with the jewelry on and Air Force Ones and everything else being loud, drawing negative attention to themselves. And the thing is, like, it's up to us to really educate the younger guys that's coming in to start traveling. It's like, hey, this is where you want to conduct yourself. Granted, just don't fall for that gimmick shit, man. Like not everyone's gonna love you. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna fuck with you because you black. Trust me, there's certain places, and there's places in Colombia and DR and other countries, they won't fuck with you because you dark skinned. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I catch hell when I tried to do that. I tried to tell them that there's racism here, but it's more so ignorance than actual racism.
I agree, man. Because like I remember I went to Santiago. I was in DR. I went to a restaurant. I was the only dark skinned person in there, and everyone was looking at me trying to figure out who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found that,
who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, who am I? What I'm doing there, and I felt extremely uncomfortable, man. It's just like there's certain places where they're not gonna fuck with you. It's what it is. They used to fucking with Europeans and not Americans. Now, depending on your skin tone, they may not even fuck with you even more. So, trying to paint this, everyone loves black men. Just come. No, that's not true.
Far from.
Yeah, that's why anybody that travels, when you hear that statement, that's pure nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they used to sell T-shirts.
I'm feeling the same way about it.
Hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Come as you are, Negro.
You out here thinking you finna be a sex symbol, and they
You have to take care of yourself. Just come as you are.
300 pounds and everything.
Right.
Shout out
Willis McGahee jersey.
So you said I'm gonna tweet this channel. You right at the monetization mark. If I go live tonight, we're gonna try to get you monetized, man.
Oh, sweet, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. Hey, if you ever need me to jump on your podcast or your stream, let me know, man. I'll definitely like to work with you.
Most definitely, yeah. Tori said she be right at the monetization mark, so definitely we both make that happen for you. Don't worry about that.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. And we could definitely link up if you're in Thailand. I'd love to link up with you, man.
Yeah, get some cigars and stuff. I finally found a cigar spot.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you said you in Bangkok, right?
Yeah.
You talking about?
I'm on the outskirts at the moment.
Oh, because I was about to tell you a spot if you want a cigar spot. It's called Whiskars. It's like Sukhumvit 21 or 23, if I'm not mistaken.
Terminal 21. Yeah. I found this other place called Skyview, which is like you just stand on this big ass skyscraper and you can just go on the balcony and just blow down if you want.
Oh, what soy is that?
I'm not sure. I got the what you call it, the hotel name. It's really nice though. It got like 2 bars and stuff like that, and both.
And that's what I'm on, guys. That's what I'm on. Some upscale shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on. Look, I'm not traveling to do the struggling traveling shit. If I want to go to a country, I already put in my budget how much money I'm going to spend while I'm there. So I want to do all the like upscale shit. That's what I'm on. I mean, I'll probably eat a street food here and there, but I want to hit up the nice restaurant. I want to hit up the nice lounges, clubs. I want to see stuff. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be on that dusty traveling mode shit.
Like you struggle dreaming, you struggle fucking traveling.
And it's just like, you have a lot of guys promoting that struggle life, man. And I'm like, no, you worked hard. Enjoy your money, man. I mean, especially when you travel one time a year, enjoy it.
Yeah, I saw a dude complaining over a $3 meal in Thailand. Like he was literally negotiating with the dude over that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
$3?
Yeah, he lives out there. I mean, I'm like, unreal.
I mean, it happens. It happens when you live out here. I mean, that's why they got this place called Cheap Charlie's. They call you a Cheap Charlie.
Oh yeah, Cheap Charlie's.
Yeah. Cheap Charlie.
Hey,
that's crazy.
That's the culture out here. It's like a bartender waiter culture. It's like you gotta haggle. You gotta barter and stuff like that. Because to tell you the truth, the first price of things is not the last price of things. Of course, they got a starting price or something, but you can always negotiate something down. It's kind of like who you know.
Good to know.
You know,
Oh,
yeah. So a lot of people
you
just
know, as I was traveling, a lot of cultures like that barter system.
yeah,
The tag is usually the starter price, but that's not the end price. They want to haggle
right,
with you. You
right,
know,
right.
but Americans are pre-programmed just to look at the sticker and just pay it without even attempting. You know, but yeah, you bring up a good point, Kuda. A lot of cultures, Hong Kong's like that too. You know,
Well, because it goes the other way. Also, that's what I found out. Because they will charge you double. You know, if they know where you're from in some places. So that's why. So if you're gonna buy, if you're at like a little place or something, because like when I was in Laos, if you're gonna buy something, couple it in and get a full price. Because it's not that you're haggling; it got to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, I want an outfit, I want a shirt and a pants, but I'm not gonna pay full price for the shirt. I'm not gonna pay full price for the pants. I'm gonna pay an outfit price. How much for an outfit? You know,
I do think it's situational though. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. I know I've been in situations where I'm not finna haggle with somebody over the cost of a drink or something. Like,
not over a drink. This is like products, like different products.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
Yeah, it's more specific. Like if you're going to like the markets and stuff like that, like the night markets
Right.
or
taxi, right?
Yeah, taxis. Yeah, too.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hey, definitely I'll be hitting you guys up, man, because I leave on November 18th.
Okay.
To, Bangkok.
Because I'm gonna do some videos of what apps you should buy. Because like speaking of like the taxi, you know, when you at the airport and taxi people try to get you and stuff like that, and you like, okay, well I do got luggage and I do got now.
See, that insider information right there is what we share. That's the stuff right there.
That's this is what I value. This is what I don't care about what women you slept with. I don't care the clubs. I mean, this is the information I need to know. So when I get there, I know how to conduct myself accordingly. Right. This is worth dollars.
It's a party every night here. That's not you know, that's not good information. You know, it's a party every night here. So I'll show you the ropes on that shit. Yeah. But
I was actually looking for a minimum wage remote job.
I'm actually looking for one also because I need to get this work permit thing out of the way, man. Southeast Asia playing with their visas and their work permit right now.
Well, I mean, there's tons of remote jobs online on Indeed. You don't have to pay $50 for it. You know, just.
I was being sarcastic. No.
No. Trust me.
He knows what I'm talking about.
I caught that. I mean, just in case. For $50, you could get $300. You could get 300 remote jobs for $50. Guys, you can just go to Google and just type in remote jobs.
Indeed.
Go to Indeed, and it gives you a whole list over 10,000 jobs. Depending on your skill set, you can find the right job for you.
Working a remote job.
Yeah.
We got to watch these fake knowledge type salesmen in the passport space because I feel like it's becoming a little bit like the dating coach space, and you know, gradually people selling like obvious information.
I don't know why people don't think. I mean, dating coaches were everywhere though. Like a lot of us forget the pickup artist era.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of us really forget the pickup artist era. But I mean, you know, there's always going to be some type of knowledge. I mean, it's uncommon knowledge. So you know what I'm saying. I'm a game dude somewhat, but like I'm more of a practical type of guy. I'm not saying, oh, you got to go up there and talk about her draws and all that. No, you got to be able to speak, you know, be able to articulate yourself, be able to talk, you know. It's not
just be, just be relatable. I mean, again, if there's some areas where you need to work on yourself, work on it, man. If you feel like you need to, work on making eye contact, because I know some brothers that can't make eye contact when speaking, work on that. Right. Because certain countries, go ahead.
No, I said that's exactly what I try to tell dudes. Because I mean, if dudes are like, man, I don't need no game, you're gonna get fleeced. You know, especially in Southeast Asia, they don't play like that. You know, one thing about the DR and Colombia and all those places, they have a system, but it's not fine tuned. In Southeast Asia, wait till you get to Bangkok, it's fine tuned. A lot of people leave their logic at the airport. That's what we call it, leave at the airport. So it's fine tuned once you get here. It's a whole system that's set up. You know.
That's why them white boys be going crazy over there, huh?
That and just the culture here. It's like the culture is built around the women. The culture is built around a certain. You got a mama san who's like a bottom chick, and you got it's a order. There's an order that happens,
Wow.
So it's a whole system set up. And once you see the whole system, and then I show you exactly how the system works and stuff like that, you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that,
Yeah, well, I look forward to it, man. I totally look forward to it. This is one of the trips that I'm really gonna like put the time and effort to really plan for the next 18 days while out there. I'm spending 4 days in Chiang Mai, 4 days. I come back, go to Bangkok. No, from Chiang Mai to Phuket, Phuket back to Bangkok, Bangkok to Pattaya, then back to Bangkok, then I head home.
You kind of better off going to Bangkok first, then Phuket, then Chiang Mai. Because like you're kind of doing like a big U-turn.
Well, the reason why I chose that order because I wanted to be in Phuket. I wanted to be in Phuket and Pattaya during the weekends. So like
Pattaya.
that Thursday, yeah, Pattaya, Phuket and Pattaya, but like that Thursday to Monday, I want to be there in those cities.
Well, it's a party night, so but yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, the weekends. I feel like the weekends will be better for the beach towns than the weekdays are more for the cities.
Yeah.
My boy's out there right now checking out some of the Muay Thai matches.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna do a Muay Thai education visa, but I'm learning Thai right now, so it's like I might be able to just go to school to learn Thai. That might be a little bit better for a couple of months, and then switch over to a Muay Thai education visa. So I don't know, or non-B.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the whole visa system. I got to really sit down and figure out how I'm gonna get this visa thing.
Okay.
I think in Thailand specifically, they are loosening up some of the visa requirements, where you can stay up to 90 days without as much as they used to.
In October, because I hate it because I got to get an extension this month, and I think I'm only going to get 30 days. In October is going to be like I think 45 days.
Right.
So I don't know if I come back because I'm tired of doing these border runs, but I'm not gonna lie, Laos is really is really good.
Laos.
Cambodia, Kuda.
Cambodia is okay. I might go. I might do a visa run to Cambodia. I might just do the trifecta.
Try it out, bro. Try it out.
Yeah. I'll probably take a bus. That's what I'll probably do because there's a bus in Bangkok that goes everywhere. It take you to the border and stuff like that. You just gotta know what paperwork to bring and stuff like that. You literally get a stamp, cross the border, stay there for a day or so, and then get a stamp and come right back. Yeah, and then
And how far is Cambodia from Bangkok?
Oh, well, Cambodia is more east. I would say probably 6 or 7 hours, maybe. But like people, I think, what is it?
You can fly in. You can do the flights there are cheap.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, the flights are less than flights are like an hour or some change. So yeah, you could probably do the flight.
Okay. Well, hey guys, I never thought I'd do 3 hours, man. I hope it's been 3 hours, man. And time flies. Wow. Hey, we definitely need to do more of this, man. I wanted to have this live stream just to do all the fuckery that's been going on. And it's just like, yo, guys, I want to give you guys each a minute to say your last piece before I close it out. And definitely like to do this again, man. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to really just join the panel and having this conversation. I think we need more of this. We need more veterans, more travelers that actually travel and share, their experiences to have these type of conversations. I think right now it's just a lot of newbies, a lot of inexperienced travelers are creating these larger platforms, giving the wrong information.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that being said, I'm going to start with you, DJ. I mean, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, man. That was my first, gripe with the whole passport thing, because like I said, I was pushing passports and SYSBM 3-4 years ago, and I got called everything but the child of God, and then got into everything else. Just start chilling, and developed a great channel for myself. My channel's crazy as hell. That's the disclaimer. And just like I said, I just moved, 4 months ago, and just enjoying life. That's all. That's all it really is.
Yeah, if you want, you can plug your channel in the group, man. I mean, what do you got?
People, they know who I am. I'm good, bro.
All right, hey man,
I
definitely.
appreciate it, though. Yeah.
No problem, man. Carlos, man, what are your takes, man? Carlos, you still there?
Oh,
All right.
I find everything interesting because I just got back from Tanzania. I had the time of my life, man. And then as soon as I get back, I find out that that's what everybody's talking about, the passport program.
Yeah, you've been gone for a minute, man. So a lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot that happened in 3 months. I'm surprised. Oh man, because we were just like this small area of the manosphere. Now all of a sudden we're the main focus.
Yeah,
it's interesting, and but hey, if you guys have the money to travel, you should travel. Okay, just use your street smarts. Don't wipe up the first woman you meet. Vet these women carefully. I mean, it's just common sense stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Terrell.
Oh, well. My thing is keep posting receipts, keep bringing this material, just keep it going. I mean, like building a platform, you're not selling drama, so that's different. So just keep it pushing.
Okay. Marty?
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Marty.
Okay. Yeah, man. Shit, man. I'm just still trying to get teched up over here.
Yeah, I see that, man. I'm looking at your clip. I need to do the same thing, man. I need to figure out how to upload a video as my avatar.
Oh yeah, it's real easy. What I was doing, like, I was just going through some videos and just like basically queuing them up and labeling them the whole time. So when I do all the streams, I'll be able to pull them up by name. It's real easy. It's I got to show you through OBS.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it. Any final words on your end?
Oh man, I mean, these next few years are going to be interesting, because the smoke is going to die down somewhat. Well, the fire might change temperatures. I guess I should say that. I don't think it's going to die down. I think it's just going to, because there's only going to be so many times you can call people lame and you don't have a game. Like I said, I'll just flow with water with that shit. Like, all right, you right. I ain't got no game. Cool. But what you gonna do about it?
But I'm still having a good time.
Yeah, that's real. Once you say that, that'll stop everything in the tracks right there. Like, when these dudes go on, these peso shows, whatever. All right, just flow with the punches. Like, you right. I'm corny. Lay it all out. And so was Jeff Bezos a couple of years ago. But what you gonna do about it? Like, I'm here. Unless you're gonna meet me at the airport and we're gonna shoot the fisticuffs right in front of Spirit Airlines.
hey, take it easy on Spirit, man.
Winner take all. I don't know what's, and it's funny because I don't know who made them the gatekeepers of masculinity to begin with. So
thank you.
It's like, who are you? Like, it's like when you do, like I said, I'm big on receipts and research. So once you start peeling back the onion layers and like, well, what girls do you talk to? Like, I mean, I sat here for like an hour and just this is just the stuff I could post on. I can't even show you some of the stuff I got, but
I know your work, man.
This is just stuff that I just filmed, me doing my job. So I'm around pretty women. This was in New York. I did this Chinatown, so I mean, I'm around women. There ain't no weirdo shit here. So it's like at a certain point, it's going to be like everybody got to start pulling receipts, and that's when the game is over.
And that's the thing is like people think that the guys with passports are just a bunch of losers looking for a relationship. A lot of us do have successful careers, successful businesses, have a successful life, great fathers, great men in general. So when they try to bucket us, put us in the same bucket as lowlifes, it's just crazy.
Man, wait till my next trip. This shit gonna be crazy because I didn't improve a lot since the last time.
All right. Well,
It's crazy.
and moving on to Bobby. What are your final words, Bobby? Because he stepped away. Bobby on mute just in case, just to let you know. Marty W.
Hey! I'm sorry I'm late, guys. I kind of missed the meat of the conversation, but while Marty McFly is on, I want to give you your flowers, brother. You come with the heavy receipts. I'm loving the eye candy you provide.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're 100% thorough with it. And I heard the other day, Austin Hollerman. I don't know if you're up on him yet, but the young bull in the passport space, he floated an idea out about possibly doing like a panel show down in Colombia. He was just in Medellin like a week ago, and kind of like a fresh and fit style show. And I instantly thought of you because I'm like, damn, Marty's got he's got the pipeline on all the talent. Y'all need to work together, man.
You know, I actually know him. I was on his show, the one they took it off, the one where AMS came up on there at the end.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah, I was on there. I was in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. It was a lot of you guys up there that night, man. It was packed house. But...
Yeah, I didn't even say anything because the dudes were bringing the receipts and the smoke. Like, I didn't even have to say nothing. I just let them handle it. And that's, they took the video down because he got slow roasted.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a wild show.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad look for his brand, so they had to take it down.
Yeah, he's gonna take his lumps, man. But I like ideas like that, man. Like if we could just kind of cross collaborate, do some media, put together what we have, man. We can really sell this idea of the whole passport lifestyle in a really attractive way. It's like because many of us are doing well with the ladies over there, man, despite what these haters say.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just think that let's use this travel as a way to accumulate assets, wealth, skills, all the stuff that might have been denied to us in the States. It's a lot easier once you get outside of that freaking battlefield called America, and you can things kind of move more smoothly. The cost of purchasing and land and all that stuff. So glad to be here. Glad to get all the good information that you guys provide.
All right, thanks, man. Hey, Dell.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, on my end, man, I'm just happy to be here with y'all, man. It was good to really chop it up with some brothers that had some experience, and most importantly, just some different ideas on travel in general. Some of the travel groups I'm in, like all they really talk about is pros, smashing, and whatever.
Yeah,
so it's nice to have some different voices on, but I think for me, as far as the travel world, I'm more of a digital nomad. I try to live in the country for 6 months. I want to get out of Thailand, but I just can't fuck with the time zone right now. The time zone difference kill my work hours. So I'm trying to figure that out. But other than that, it's been cool being on the stream. So I'm jealous of Thailand folks.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Dale. Bobby, you back or not yet? You said something, Bobby?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man. I figured you want to close out your last statement.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my final remarks would be, we gotta keep going. Like, we need to make content like this conversation more prevalent in the community, not just about going to a country, getting the lowest common denominator of women. It should be about self-improvement, getting better. Because I think that was Dell that said, like, I don't really consider myself a passport bro. I consider myself more like a digital nomad or expat.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we need to get this information because this is the information that's gonna help you improve your life. Like, what you need to do, how you need to move in these countries, how can we improve yourself? All the rest, like the women and all that, like that's like level one. That's like easy. Like, you don't even have to do it. even worry about that stuff. But stuff like this is what's gonna push us forward, and that's what I'll say.
I agree, man. I agree. Alex.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of that because I'm on the financial end too. So, the smartest thing in the world is utilizing your benefits as far as exchange rates. Traveling is a benefit, one, just to have fun, relax, be able to be at peace, collect yourselves before you have to go back into the rat race. But if you decide to become a digital nomad, you could actually stock some of that money up, pay for a house while you're over in a whole nother country.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying in on a mortgage, even though you're only spending $800 to $1,000 or even $1,200 in a foreign location while you're working, stacking cash and paying your mortgage down. When you need to go back to the States, you're going back to a house that you're paying for. You're leaving a legacy. Buy your life insurance. Make sure you keep your health up. Okay.
I agree. I totally agree. Well, I'm gonna close it out. I just wanted to say to all my fellow YouTubers out there, again, I'm not a YouTuber. I just create content, a variety of different content, but I do challenge you to produce quality content that's focused on transparency. Go in the room. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Just keep in mind, this is no shot to y'all. Just, make sure whatever information you give is based out of transparency and authenticity. So besides that, man, continue to educate these guys, man. There's a lot of guys coming into the world of traveling, but also we want to make sure that we guide them in the right direction. I'm tired of just seeing just bullshit content around women and everything else. There's more to life than just women. Go find yourself, figure out, what, where you want to live, what you want to do with yourself, take care of your health. And again, traveling has a start date and an end date. The real question is what are you doing between that? So with that being said, I just want to say thank you guys. This actually went over more than I anticipated, but hey, I appreciate the conversation, man. So if anything, guys, you guys have a great night. Later, guys. Thank you, man.
All right.
You too. Take care, brothers.